Shut up. Stupid. All right, y'all. So, get my drink. I need. Today was a decent day. Well, it could have been better, but I ain't gonna bore you with the details. Let me tell y'all something. The funniest thing I see all day. Oh, this took me out. I don't know why, but it did. It took me out, y'all. Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. My day was great. Well, it was better than it was all right. Hey, hello, hello, hello. Who is we? Who is we? All right. Hey, Don. Oh, man, when I tell you I saw this shit, that shit took me out. So, I mean, Apollo is officially a heel now. Congratulations to Apollo. Maybe now he'll have some personality. So, Hotep Apollo. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Live your best life, baby. To you. To you. Now, first, let me get some of this stuff out the way, and then we can fight and fuss and argue about this motherfucking, excuse my language. We can argue and fight about this uh, awards that Mr. Dave Meltzer decided to set up. So, I mean, yeah, it was kind of obvious she was going to pick Sasha. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. Good for them. Hopefully, we see we'll see who wins. Maybe Bianca will pick up the W and we'll have a new champion at WrestleMania. Anyway, so let's start off with that since Marlon can't seem to wait 5 seconds. We are gonna have Sasha versus Bianca at WrestleMania this year. Of course, I mean you got many matches and it's a lot of titles that's going to be defended, and one can only hope that this would be one of the headlining matches. I'm going to venture out to say that it probably will be at the top of the second hour of the first hour of the show. It more than likely won't headline WrestleMania, given the fact that you have the cinematic match between, which I know for a fact it's going to be a cinematic match. The cinematic match between what's his face? Not Roman, but Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt probably will be on the docket for WrestleMania. I don't see how Sasha and Bianca's match would outweigh Roman and Edge's match if their matches is on the same night, or having a cinematic match that would go before that. Like, I don't understand. I'm not saying anything against them. I just personally can't see how they would, unless they make this rivalry more intense than what it is, which it should heat up within the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I don't see that happening. Tamina's on fire. Till you talk about AEW or just about, I haven't even gotten to AEW yet. I haven't gotten to AEW yet. I literally just came on 4 minutes ago, so I haven't gotten to AEW. I'm here, your beloved commentaries here. Hello, Leah. So I haven't gotten to AEW yet. It's coming. Just hold your horses for a second. So we know for sure it's supposed to be Edge versus Roman at WrestleMania, but there's been a bit of a pit stop here. So we know they've been going back and forth, trading whispers and shit. Okay. Trading whispers. Look at these whispers. Look at these whispers. He was like, bitch, I'll whoop your ass. And then Edge like, well, whoop it then, bitch. Bet you ain't thinking with my ass laid out on this mat, my nigga. You don't do nothing. I'm just saying. Look. So um it's just an interesting competition between these two dudes. So hopefully I don't see the match changing for WrestleMania. I don't think they would do that. I mean, it's Edge and Roman Reigns, so it's gonna stay that way. There is a bit of a pit stop, though. Of course, Fastlane is still in between WrestleMania and Elimination Chamber, so they had to make some kind of feud happen. They chose Daniel for that, so more than likely they'll have Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane anyway, and have them battle it out and see who's gonna win to go on to WrestleMania. They could very well make it into a triple threat, but who knows. So that happened. SmackDown was pretty mundane today. It wasn't like I saw it in passing. I had to work. Okay. So I had it on mute while I was working. And when I looked up, I saw occasional things. And we saw that, Apollo decided to embrace, you know, Apollo decided to embrace his heritage, honey. He said, I'm going to show you who I am and what I really am. I'm like, okay, Hotep Apollo, live your best life, baby. Whatever worked for you, auntie. All right. All right. So it's too funny. Anyway, where Microlene's at, baby, I don't know. I guess she in the back somewhere. Um, but of course, I don't know what they're gonna do. Apollo had a decent match with Shinsuke until he decided that he didn't want to wrestle no more. He just took Shinsuke ass out completely. And of course, he had already took out Big E. And Big E haven't been is not there this week. He is feigning and he's resting from his injury, so they say. So we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. Of course, it most likely will lead to a match at Fastlane, which Big E could very well drop the title, which I would absolutely detest if he does that. He hadn't even had a chance to really have a rivalry with anybody outside of Apollo. So for me, him dropping the title would be a major mistake. But I don't know. I just see it happening, and I absolutely hate it. Let's see. WWE said it will main event, leading me to think it might night one, but plans always change. Such a good moment for both of them, not just for women, but for the Black community. Didn't say it would main event. I just said I personally couldn't see it taking precedent over Roman's match with Edge or Randy Orton's match with Bray Wyatt. I didn't say that it wouldn't. I just said me personally, I couldn't see it happening. Reginald's plan failed. He tried to get Bianca to not pick Sasha so Carmella could go after her alone. Well, for him to make it not pick her, he sure was gaslighting her to pick her. I don't think that was the plan. I think it was to gaslight her to pick her. You're so pretty. Are you single? Oh, wow. No, I am not single, but thank you very much. Uh, that's very interesting. But thank you. But no, I'm not single. I'm married. I'm sorry, but the accent was a bit off. He kept switching from African to regular. Well, he is African American, so he would. I mean, especially if he was born here in the States, he he very well can switch off the accent. So I mean, I wasn't really worried about his accent, honestly. All right, where are the tag
No.
champs? They ain't been there forever. They were there. Dirty Dogs were there. They was in the back watching the match, so they were there. When Apollo ended the segment, I was like, okay, where this is where we're going. Well, he is African American, so
Are
he
y'all
is.
upset?
He's Nigerian. He is Nigerian. I knew he was African when he brought his ass there. I don't really care. I think it's fine. I just like it's funny to me. The Hotep thing was funny, so I laughed. I thought it was funny. If he wants to be a heel, I think it's the best thing for him. The man doesn't really have anything going for him as a face. So as far as I'm concerned, this is probably his best bet. I mean, because as a face, he's just a really good athlete. But maybe now he'll just be, everybody's favorite Nigerian prince. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, he said he royalty. He said he got wealth dominance and what was it? Power, wealth dominance and power. That was his thing. It was wealth dominance and power. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm like,
He
okay.
said these colors mean. He said 3 words. I only saw 2 colors.
I said, okay, baby. I said, okay, Apollo, you
You
Hotel Apollo. All right.
need some
Keep
more
hope alive. Keep hope alive, baby. I like the gimmick,
spice in
but
your
the
cup.
accent is a bit off. I just said why I was. His accent will fluctuate because he's African American. So it's not gonna fully just go on like where he's just gonna go full on African. He is African American, so he's not gonna have an accent that just stays. It's gonna fluctuate.
All
He's
right,
gonna
what you
have
want him
a
to sound like?
like he sounds like an African American to me. Preacher Mayor Seth Rollins is back. Yeah, he is. Hey AT2. Hello, Devon. Yeah, it's okay, Devon. I mean, it's nothing. I have a husband. I've been married for quite some time, so it's cool. It's cool. All right. So SmackDown is in the bag, and we all know where that's leading. So we're gonna go ahead and move into this mess with this wrestling observership.
Child.
So
With Dave Shitstain.
yeah. So Dave Meltzer has the Wrestling Observer, and basically, the Wrestling Observer is just a media company, and they do their dirt sheet. They have a podcast that Brian Alvarez is on, as well as Dave Meltzer. They do it all. Okay, so they have their annual awards, and they decided to give their awards out this week, and
Yeah,
oh
Jim.
god,
I'm on the phone.
oh wow, that's a bit much.
Yeah. This
They
burp, I'm gonna
decided
get
to
here tomorrow.
give their awards out. So in this particular case, they decided that the AEW deserved all the awards. Um, because
AEW with an honorable mention of Impact.
I mean they didn't even really give
They gave
Impact
Impact a
much.
sprinkle.
You know, I'm African American. I wish someone would teach me how to talk like that. I mean, we all African Americans, all of us, but if you come from or parents are immigrants or at least a descendant from an immigrant from Africa, some country in Africa, then you would really be the epitome of an African American. Emphasis on the African part. I'm just saying the man's accent it will fluctuate because he was born here from what I understand. So
What you want him to sound like?
I
My
don't
great
know.
great grandfather.
Ooh,
That's what I want him to sound like.
Uber
My
said,
great grandfather was royalty.
"Hey Kenny." So
Bad child.
apparently,
Yeah.
here are all of the winners for the Wrestling Observer. It is John Moxley is Wrestler of the Year. Bailey is Female Wrestler of the Year. Tag Team of the Year goes to the Young Bucks. Most Outstanding Wrestler of the Year goes to Kenny Omega. Most Improved Wrestler of the Year goes to Britt Baker. Most Underrated Wrestler of the Year goes to Ricochet. Most Overrated Wrestler of the Year goes to Bray Wyatt. Rookie of the Year goes to Pat McAfee. Best Non-Wrestler of the Year goes to Taz. High Flyer of the Year is Ray Phoenix. Technical Wrestler of the Year is Zack Sabre Jr. Most Charismatic Wrestler of the Year is MJF. Move of the year goes to Kenny Omega for his one-winged angel. Feud of the year goes to Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Worst feud of the year goes to Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Match of the year is Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus the Young Bucks at AEW for the AEW tag team titles at Revolution. And then we had worst match of the year is Bray Wyatt versus Braun. That swamp fight. The best weekly show of the year is Dynamite. Worst weekly show of the year is Raw. Promoter of the year is Tony Khan. Best promotion of the year is AEW. Worst promotion of the year is WWE. Best major show of the year, AEW Revolution. Worst major show of the year is WWE Super Showdown. Gimmick of the year is Orange Cassidy. Worst gimmick of the year is The Fiend. Best announcer of the year is Excalibur. And worst announcer of the year is Michael Cole. Most disgusting promotional tactic of the year is WWE firing employees during a pandemic where they were setting record profits. And best on interviews is Eddie Kingston. And best documentary of the year is Dark Side of the Ring. Those are the Wrestling Observer's Awards. First of all, it's extremely biased, and it honestly has no bearing in it does nothing for anybody but AEW. And they say it's a fan based voting, so that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, a lot of AEW fans listen to Dave Meltzer, watch Dave Meltzer, and all that other kind of stuff. So, of course, they're going to vote that way because all of them are AEW fans, as is Meltzer, Alvarez, and the rest of the goons who are over at Wrestling Observer. Now, here's where I have a problem because some of these I can deal with. Others I truly am just not wavering on. So let me put some of y'all comments in here. Okay. Dave also said that Being the Elite was a better show than SmackDown. So yeah, so some of the awards are not up here because some of them were for MMA and others were for like TV shows and stuff like that. Being the Elite did beat out SmackDown. SmackDown was like number 5 on that list, and they had Being the Elite, Impact, AEW Dynamite, I think, and then SmackDown was beneath it. So SmackDown was the lower of all of the shows, which is just simply not true. Okay, let me read y'all comments and say Dave also said Being the Elite was better than SmackDown. AEW fanboy he is. Does Orange Cassidy count as a gimmick? Yes, because he literally doesn't say anything. Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer made this list. Did you ever want to be a wrestler? No, I did not actually. I've never ever wanted to be a wrestler. Let me see. Worst gimmick would have to go to King Corbin. Actually, he was on that list, but he was number 3 on that list, and they gave it to the Fiend. I like for all the worst, they are all WWE. You see what I'm saying? Like it's super biased. It is 100% structured towards giving AEW all the accolades in the world and snatching everything away from WWE. And that just doesn't do any well. And then like when you look at the other categories that they have, there are a lot of Japanese wrestlers nominated, but none of them win. And like they gave Evil over in New Japan the most overrated. Like, oh, you'd be surprised.
They get New Japan most overrated.
No, the current champion in New Japan is they said he was overrated.
Sure.
All bullshit. Hello, Quan. That award was trash. They can keep their opinion. So here's
I'll
my
see you at the
thing.
door. To give
When
them
you look at this list, it's not even trying to be fair. It is 100% lopsided. And I'm starting to think now that Wrestling Observer just does shit so they can continue to get attention because They can't truly believe this. Like, let's go back to the first part. Because when you look at the first part, they literally gave, let's go back to the first one. I'm sorry. They literally gave Moxley the wrestler of the year. How? How do you give him Wrestler of the Year? If you can name an actual feud with Moxley that lasted more than 2 days, well, let's put it this way: it lasted more than 2 weeks, and they actually had a back and forth where they competed against each other, and they had a real feud with each other, not some one-off match. An actual feud, then I will take back that Moxley doesn't deserve number one. You
I,
name me one besides Kenny Omega, because Kenny Omega doesn't fucking count. He's been wrestling Kenny Omega since he was champion. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a feud that he has had that's consistent, that isn't some one-off feud other than Kenny Omega. Hmm.
don't taste that bad.
Who steals who's superstar and gets views off of them?
Ooh,
Oh, that's petty.
you too loud, baby. You way too loud over there on the
I
keyboard.
can't name one. No, you can't. And I'll tell you what, like, he said AW pissing him off. It's like this. Everybody that Moxley has wrestled outside of Kenny Omega have been like 1 or 2 week matches. So, like, you take Lance Archer. Lance Archer won the opportunity to wrestle him. He did. He lost. Brody Lee had like a 1 or 2 week feud with him. They cut a promo maybe once or twice, and it was over after they wrestled. Never spoke to each other again. Match is over. Okay, we talking kayfabe wise, all right? After that, you had Eddie Kingston. I think Eddie Kingston was probably his longest feud outside of Kenny Omega. And even that didn't last very long. Okay. And then you had Brian Cage. He won an opportunity to wrestle. He did. And he lost. So there was like, it was like 1 week you win a championship shot. The next week you get it. You lose. They move on. There was nothing substantial between any of his opponents that made it worthwhile to remember. And the only reason why I remember because I had to go look it up.
Oh my god. Somebody saw that, right?
So if AEW wasn't on the map, name WWE in this list, what would it be? So if AEW wasn't on the map, okay, I don't understand what you're asking. Are you saying, well, how would the list be if AEW wasn't there? More than likely, it'd be a better mix of WWE, New Japan, and Impact. It completely left Impact out. It gave Impact one little slice of the pie, and even then, they didn't even rank enough to get one of the awards. They pretty much were regaled to the back of the line.
You
They
said
gave
made
Ring
enough.
of Honor a higher grade in a show than they gave WWE's SmackDown, and I know damn well SmackDown is 10 times better than Ring of Honor's show.
Huh.
So if they were going to do this and be fair, then you need to be fair. As far as the Fiend goes with his match with Braun Strowman, I agree that that was one of the worst matches of the year. I'm not going to lie about that at all. I thought it was one of the worst matches. I don't think that Ricochet is the most underrated superstar, though. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
I don't think so.
Um,
I say I'll leave. What you do with the cheese? Put it back.
Britt is the only one who has a feud, even injured and all. But bitch, where the fuck was Sheeta and the rest of the AEW women's division? If AEW wasn't on the map, you probably have a greater mix of New Japan stuff and WWE, of course, and you would have the stuff from Ring of Honor and Impact, and you could include MLW, and they completely bypassed NWA Power, which they were out and moving in 2020. And the only reason why they got shut down was because of the pandemic. The only two companies who operated during the pandemic was AEW and WWE. And for the most part, both companies were pretty damn equal. But if you asking me who should have been Wrestler of the Year, it surely as hell should not have been Jon Moxley. It should have been Drew McIntyre. Whether you like Drew, love Drew, hate Drew, thought he was boring, can't stand him, doesn't matter. Drew wrestled throughout the pandemic. He's been there since WrestleMania up until Elimination Chamber, with the exception of 2 weeks because the man got COVID. His ass was there. And he was on Monday Night Raw. He either cut a promo or he wrestled. Majority of the time, Drew was wrestling every single week. I can't say the same thing for Moxley.
Hey, y'all. I got
Chris
tacos.
Jericho versus Moxley. Ooh, you petty bitch. You ain't have to show everybody else damn food.
And I got Stella Rose.
Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley was going on for a long time. Chris Jericho and Moxley. That's what everybody go to. Jericho and Moxley. If the
Who the hell cares about Jericho?
If the only people you can remember is Moxley and Jericho and Omega, then that's a problem. For an entire year, that's all you can remember about his championship reign is the fact that he went up against Moxley, he went up against Jericho and Kenny Omega. Okay. Look how they did Big Show, and they think they're about to be the shit. At this point, them having Big Show is a commodity, whether you like it or not. I don't really care about superstars going to AEW. It's their job to maintain them superstars and pay them. So I don't care about them jumping ship. But AEW is overloaded. 98 plus superstars, not including the commentators, the roadies, and the executives have to be paid. Whether they wrestle 1 day, 10 days, a whole year, it doesn't matter. If they got lifelong contracts, they have to be compensated. That is on them. They made themselves top heavy. They'll figure out a way to get it out. I don't care about them going. So did Derek make the list also? Ooh, that's petty. I feel a Dominic Hill turn in my spirit. Usually when teams lose many matches in a row, they usually, where I'm going with this.
I don't care.
I don't care about Dominic.
He needs to be on NXT.
I mean, I think Dominic needs to bulk up and train a little bit more.
Send his ass to NXT.
Drew made the whole year for me, period. I've been in the car for 7 hours. Okay. Well, you have to come in order to be put in. So I posted the link in here like 3 times. Don, something going on with your microphone, baby. It's backfiring.
That's me. I'm gonna go out and come back in there.
It's got a static in it.
Hold on.
Did it post? Hold on a second. Hold on, y'all. All right. So let me post a link in here. Oh, God. It's acting like it don't want to post nothing. I need my computer. Can you get rid of this? Hold on a second. Stupid. Stupid.
Derek has entered the chat.
This damn phone is a mess. Hold on a second.
Oh no.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, you can put it on this. I'm gonna leave it open until I get ready to go in there. This is aggravating. It can't recognize my stuff. All right. Hold on a second. All right. Sounds almost like Beetlejuice. Y'all hateful. Okay. So I'm gonna get my computer set up so I can go on my computer because my phone is acting really stupid. But anyways, like I was saying, this could have been a much more diverse in terms of spreading it around for the companies. You could have did that with this particular list or these awards. It just is very, very much AEW forward, and it just seems like you're just licking AEW's ass, like shitty ass licking. Like, like you just ready to put the tongue in, bro. Like you most definitely wanted them to get all up in the grits. Like, so hold on a second. I would go list by list, line by line, but it will be here all fucking night. So, all right. So let me read some of y'all comments. It says,
Can y'all hear
next
me
week
okay?
wrestling is crazy. It titles are being defended on every show next week except for SmackDown. Is the title being defended next week on NXT?
Yeah. The tag title.
Okay. Oh yeah, with Nia.
I think the other one's gonna be defended too with the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Oh, so they gonna be the ones to take the titles off of
Yeah, because they said they broke
Okay.
I think they said they broke Nash's hand or some shit like that.
Yeah, they did break his hand. He probably come out there with a cast on or something.
Yeah.
That's not the bad thing. People love Beetlejuice as a cult classic. Petty. AJ Styles is the man of the year. Title or no title, that guy is that good. No, I disagree with that.
No. If he's talking about 2018, then sure. Not 2020.
I disagree with that. I don't think AJ Styles was a man of the year. I didn't say MSK was fighting next week. I said they probably will come out there. We can have a cast on to come out there. They do it all the time. All right. So where else are we at? Female superstar of the year, well, the female wrestler of the year is Bayley. I don't have a problem with that. They called that one. It could have went either way, honestly. Tag team of the year is the Young Bucks. I'm extremely biased, so I will tell you the truth. I genuinely don't like the Young Bucks, so I wouldn't have voted for them anyway. But I will not be so biased to the point where I can't recognize that they did have a good year. They are tag team champions. They've been champions. So I understand that, but I just don't like the Young Bucks. So more than likely, if I voted, I wouldn't have voted for the Young Bucks ever. I just don't like them. So I'm not gonna say they don't deserve to be there, but I don't. If I'm gonna go by who had a better year, the Young Bucks are up there. The Street Profits are up there. In 2020, in the beginning of 2020, the Street Profits was pretty much the standard, as were the Young Bucks. FTR was over there. And then you still had Hangman Adam Page and Omega, who had the titles in AEW. So it could have been a toss up between those guys. It really depends. Then you had who was champion in NXT? Was it Undisputed
You talking
Era?
about right now?
What?
No, in the beginning of 2020. It had to be Undisputed Era, right?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. It was Adam Cole.
No, tag team.
Oh, tag team champions. It was wasn't it Street Profits before they came over?
Not in NXT.
When did they come? When did they come to the main roster?
Yeah, Street Profits been on the main roster for a couple of years. Last year they were champions on Raw.
Yeah, but then okay.
They didn't come over last year.
What? Oh.
So Street Profits weren't Butterbur. They weren't champions for 53 days out of the year. Oh, it was Breezango. Well, Breezango got the titles last year. They got them from somebody. Imperium.
They lost them quick too.
It was Imperium who was champion last year.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on a second.
Or wasn't it Undisputed? Let me look it up.
Parallel, y'all.
Um, it was the Bruiserweights. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, I'm in here. He kicked me out, little bastard.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, it must have been my Safari. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
All right, y'all. So now we can get this thing
Hello.
rolling. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a
Um.
second. Let me
Okay.
move this out the way. Okay. So that's better. Now,
I'm on the side. I don't like being on the side, but I'll take it.
ugh, you're so bougie. Jesus Christ.
You know, Beyonce was always in the middle.
Your ass is gonna be where you at. Shit, Drew. Shit. All right, so here we go. What the hell kind of bullshit? Okay, so we talked about the Young Bucks. So Kenny Omega had most outstanding wrestler of the year. What do you say to that? What do you? I don't know what to say to that. Kenny Omega is the most outstanding wrestler of the year. I would like to know the criteria for this. I think that's my biggest gripe is I need context. I need to know the criteria for this. So there's no understanding of what we're supposed to grade this on. Like, are we grading it on character alone? Because Kenny Omega just really started being interesting, like when he won the belt with Don Callis.
Wow.
That's your boy. You the one letting the skunk run around the damn AEW like that. I'm just saying.
No. Listen. Kenny Omega wasn't the cleaner. That was it. He was just Kenny Omega. But my man was putting on 5-star matches. Okay, seriously. He was.
If it's only about matches, then this whole list would change.
Mm.
right. So what would you? Okay, so if you, like I said, my question was, take AEW out the equation. AEW don't exist. Okay.
All right. They
You
usually
put
don't.
you
So
put okay. You put WWE on this list. How would you do it?
I'll give that one to Jay.
if I had to make the list and I
All
was
right. I'm gonna ask you the question, and then you tell me who would you put there.
no, I could do okay. First, let me say it this: if I were to make the list and I had the knowledge of the other shows like everybody else does, because to be fair, I don't have the knowledge of New Japan or Ring of Honor or Impact as much as everyone else does. So I cannot. I could tell you who I would put in certain slots or
Mm-hmm.
who I would, kind of assess to go in certain slots. But for me, I don't mind AEW being on the list. That's where a lot of people are really taking my assessment of it and running with it. I don't care about AEW being on the list. What I care about is the whole fucking list is AEW. All of it. And everything that sucks is WWE. Everything. And I mean, even down to the shows, like everything. So if you're gonna run it down, then I'll do it. I don't have no problem telling you who I will put in that slot.
Okay.
But go ahead.
All right. So wrestler of the year.
It's Drew McIntyre. I already told you
Fe-
that.
okay. Female wrestler of the year.
It could go between Bailey and Sasha. They got the female wrestler of the year right. I didn't
Right.
have a
Right.
problem with that.
Yeah. Bailey. I give her Bailey that one. Tag team of the year.
It's like I said before, I'm not mad at the Young Bucks got it. I just don't like them. But I understand it. So it would be a toss up for me if I had to choose and be unbiased. It'd be a toss up between the Young Bucks and the Street Profits, and I would probably give it to the Street Profits.
Okay. Most underrated wrestler of the year.
Ali.
Naomi is the most underrated wrestler of the year. She's always gonna be the most underrated wrestler of the year.
I gotta agree with
Ricochet
Don.
got more
Ali.
camera time than Naomi has.
All right. Well,
That's unfortunate.
I agree with Don. It's Ali. Like seriously, he was really underrated. Like when we.
I'll give you Ali. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Okay. Most overrated wrestler of the year.
Chris Jericho.
Goldberg is overrated.
I would give it to. I would keep it as Bray Wyatt.
I would put it to Chris Jericho.
I would say Jericho's overrated as well.
Okay.
Right now he is. Because them knees is giving out, baby.
Them needs to get that body given out. That
Yeah,
hair is giving out. Everything giving out.
Dime. Jesus.
Call the rest.
Rookie of the year, I would give it to Pat McAfee. Yeah, he did his thing.
Yeah, he
I
did.
I'm not going to give Pat McAfee Rookie of the Year.
I would give it to him.
Who'd you give it
Who's
to?
new that came into WWE?
New.
Like right now.
New?
Everyone. The Shotzi came in.
Shotzi came in last year.
It was Shotzi that came in. There weren't too many people that came up.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
a lot
too
of
many
people
new people.
Raquel
No.
started last year. Was that last year? Yeah, it was last year she started before the pandemic hit.
Yeah. It could go to Raquel. Raquel's a good rookie.
Who else?
Okay.
It's not a lot of rookies.
It's not.
Right. It's not. That's why I say.
But Pat's not a rookie wrestler. Pat.
But he's not even a wrestler.
Exactly. So why are you calling him Rookie of the Year?
Well, I'm just saying. But my man came into this. Like
No.
seriously, and put on a good. He put on a good performance. Come on.
I didn't take nothing from Pat's performance. I think Pat did great. But I'm not going to call him a rookie until I see that he's officially on the NXT roster as a full-time wrestler, not a part-time wrestler who gets his ass kicked in the War Games and then goes running to his podcast bitching. No.
Well, they said they ain't let him back on the schedule. He said, I ain't getting booked again, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Best non-wrestler? I would give it to Taz.
I don't fucking like Taz.
I would
It's
give it
their
to
best
him.
what?
Best
Non-wrestler.
non-wrestler can go to fucking Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee is not a wrestler.
Yeah.
Shit, give it to Pat.
Oven's ready.
Devon said Alistair Black. Oh boy.
Hold on a second.
That's
Let me
messed
put
up.
some of these comments over here.
He said Alistair Black. Damn.
That's bullshit.
But my man ain't been wrestling like for real. Yo,
Even my glasses
Devon, I give it to you.
clean.
That was funny. You said
Where's
that.
the-
Shit, that was funny. Oh man.
All right.
Okay. High five of the year. Yeah, I would give it to Ray Phoenix. Point blank. Seriously, but they do this game.
High flyer of the year.
High
Yeah,
flyer of the year.
I give it to Ray. You got to give it to Ray Phoenix. Anybody was doing what he was doing this year.
I don't have no problem with Ray Phoenix getting that. I don't have no issues with that.
I don't know who that is, so that's gonna say.
It's one.
I'm just gonna leave that
Alright.
where it's at.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay,
Exactly.
technical wrestler of the year, Zack Saber Jr.
I love
only-
Zack Saber Jr.
I've only seen one of his matches, so I can't really comment on this.
He's
I
really
heard he was-
Best
I heard he
technical wrestler of the year.
Yeah, I heard he was coming to AEW as a surprise entrance for Sunday. I'm not too sure. I mean, for next Sunday.
I've never seen Zack Saber Jr., so I can't make that assessment as to whether
You
it's
didn't
wrong
watch
or
the
not.
205 Classic?
No.
Oh, you missing out. But he was on that. I think he got to the first 2 rounds and he lost.
Yeah.
But they didn't sign him. They should have signed him.
Most charismatic wrestler, MJF. Yeah.
They got that right. I don't have a problem with that.
Katie Forbes.
No, don't nobody want that silicone bitch. Stop it.
Devonta Alistair Black is best remembered how he was with NXT, but Monday Night Raw, not using him right off and not using him right now.
He's not on Raw. He's on SmackDown,
He's on
actually.
SmackDown.
And it's after he came to SmackDown, he had a match. They pulled him. And I think he asked to go back to NXT. And they said no. So I guess Alistair's sitting it out. But from my understanding, they've since worked out what they wanted to do with Alistair. And they are supposed to be using him sometime soon this year. But I can't right off tell you exactly how that's supposed to go.
Right.
Move of the year, I wouldn't say One Winged Angel. I wouldn't do that. Move of the year, I would probably say either.
Yeah, I think.
I would say the Claymore.
That'd be so loud.
I would think the Claymore kick. Maybe that's the move of the year. I wouldn't say One Winged Angel. I mean, Kenny's been doing it, but he only did like a really good time when he did at the stadium match. But I would say the Claymore.
I mean, I'm cool with the Claymore being the move of the year. Or you can give it to Lashley, and I don't even like Lashley, but he's been doing that full Nelson, and a lot of people like Lashley. So I probably would have voted for the Claymore, but I know that Lashley's Hurt Locker probably would be up there on that list too.
I guess.
All right.
Ooh.
So, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Can't be impartial.
Okay, feud of the year. I wouldn't say John Moxley, Eddie Kingston. I mean, it was good, but I would say Randy and McIntyre.
You said what of the year?
Feud of the year.
Feud of the year.
Feud of the year?
They go to Randy and Drew, or Randy and who?
He said Randy and Drew.
Yeah, that's it. Randy and
Pat
McIntyre.
gave his first and second match. I wouldn't call him a WWE superstar. Randy and Drew could take that moniker, but I would give it to Roman and Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that one. Yeah.
I would not give it to Drew and Randy because Drew and Randy's feud just fizzled out. If I could Roman's 2 feuds with Kevin and Jey Uso were better than Drew's feuds that he had. So I would, if I made the list, it would be Roman and Jey Uso, it'd be Roman and Kevin Owens, and then it would be Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton if I had to make a list. Those are the feuds I saw. Those are the feuds that I know for sure were decent.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Playboy Kick was my move of the year. I can't say that. I don't know how to say that.
Worst match of the year was the Swamp match. Yeah, that was horrible. I don't know what they were thinking. So that's definitely agreed. Best of weekly show. I'm gonna have to stick with Dynamite. Yes, I'm gonna be my AEW.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop it.
Anyways,
Stop it.
That's me.
It's
I'm
not.
gonna stick with.
It's lies.
Right.
That's biased as hell, and you know it.
let's
You know it's biased.
now.
Okay, whatever.
That is biased. SmackDown.
Dynamite's the best show. Right. Okay, SmackDown was alright. Okay, SmackDown was
So
alright.
hateful.
SmackDown
Okay.
is very
Okay.
good second.
Let's make it real. Let's do real shit.
I'm being real.
Everybody always bringing up ratings, right? We always bring up the ratings. Oh, AEW keep dominating NXT and ratings. All right, fam. Compare ratings to AEW to SmackDown. Y'all losing by at least 300,000, G. Off top every night. Don't nobody ever bring SmackDown into it, but it's always Raw because you know Raw's shitty. And it is always NXT because NXT stay in between 7 to 800, right? But because AEW come out the gate, they start out at 800, 900. They may fluctuate back down to 7. Oh, they beat NXT in the ratings. All right, cool. So if we're gonna do this, and you're saying AEW Dynamite is the better show, WWE got 3 shows. They got 4. NXT UK, NXT. They got SmackDown. They got Raw. SmackDown is their #1 show. G. Always at least 1.5 million viewers every week. That don't fluctuate. That's all day, every day. So if we gonna do it, you losing. Period. At least by 300 points. By 300,000. That's out. And we ain't even talking about quality. We just talking about the numbers.
If we're talking quality,
that's gonna get you lost every time.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm gonna give you that one. Worst weekly show? Yeah, Raw. Yeah, Brandon.
yeah.
Okay.
I give you that.
Promoter of the year? Gotta be Tony Khan.
You out your fucking mind. I will never. Hear me when I say this. I will never
so
say
who's the promoter of the year?
that 13-year-old man child is the best booker, promoter. No, he's not.
So who's the promoter?
Because nobody books and promotes perfectly. Nobody does. They all fuck up. All of them. That shouldn't even be an award.
It should.
Take it out.
Okay.
That's so good.
Worst promotion of the year, WWE. I wouldn't put them.
Ring of Honor is the worst promotion of the year.
Ring of Honor. I definitely agree.
How dare you?
Ring of Honor lost like 50% of their wrestlers.
The audacity, though.
I wouldn't put that one.
And every one of you that voted for WWE to be the worst promotion of the year be the same motherfucker sitting up watching it and shitting on it at the same time. It's the bitch assness for me. That's what I'm saying.
Best major show of the year, AEW Revolution. Yep. That was a good pay-per-view.
What?
That was good. Did you see it?
I'd have to say
pay-per-view of the year. You said, wait, what did you say?
The best pay-per-view of the year. I wouldn't say Extreme Rules was the best pay-per-view of the year.
Well, no, I say Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank.
It was Money in the Bank. Royal Rumble was great last year. It's Royal Rumble. Edge came back at Royal Rumble. Wasn't it last year or was it 2019?
It was last year.
That was 2020.
It was last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's Royal Rumble. I'm not gonna
I
say it's
stick with it.
Revolution.
Worst major Super Showdown? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
All right. I
Um,
don't like none of the Saudi shows, so all right. If that's how you
okay,
feel.
okay. You gotta give you and Don. You gotta agree. You gotta give. You gotta give it to Orange Cassidy. He had the best gimmick of the year. You
Yeah,
got
I
to give
like
it to him.
Orange Cassidy.
You gotta give it to him.
I don't watch AEW, but I do like Orange Cassidy. I've seen his indie work. I think it's pretty
Okay,
funny.
we appreciate that. Appreciate that. Worst gimmick of the year. I wouldn't say the Fiend was the worst gimmick. I wouldn't say that. I don't know why they put that.
Baron Corbin, hands down,
Yeah, Baron
Period.
Corbin. Yeah, Baron Corbin.
and Chris Jericho.
You had to throw it in there, right? Why y'all hating on Chris for?
Dr.
Yeah.
Zorberg
Chris is
gets
hating on.
all
He
the
should be hating on
smoke
himself.
today.
No, I didn't. I forgot. As soon as I made tacos.
Watch, man, watch. When Chris Jericho take over booking for AEW, watch what happens.
I'm
You gonna see all
over
his.
it.
It's gonna be the same people that you see right now.
No,
It's
it
not gonna
ain't.
change.
No, it ain't. Look what Chris is doing with
I sure not look.
Sammy
I like
Guevara.
seeing the content.
What is he doing with Sammy Guevara? You bring up Sammy Guevara. Wasn't he just mad at Sammy Guevara
Having
for
him
fucking
fighting
up
at
his
Walmart.
Exact. Okay, yeah, but all right. Didn't Triple H do that for Randy Orton?
I don't know nothing about that. I'm serious.
All right. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm dead ass. I ain't even trying to be funny. I don't know nothing about that.
I don't
Like
think
all I
it's
know,
the same kind of thing.
all I know is at that time, Sammy Callahan is not Sammy Callahan, but Sammy Guevara is much younger than Randy is, and Sammy's acting like he done had championship after championship. He real arrogant, bro. You real arrogant. You gotta humble yourself. You're good in the ring. No one's taking that from you. But you ain't built no legacy. You ain't did nothing yet. What have you done that gave you any type of leverage in the industry other than being a part of the inner circle and wrestling on Lucha Underground?
Not much, y'all. I heard he always had that chip on his shoulder.
Oil clout come from AEW. So it's like you gotta have some. I'm not saying you should be a bitch boy. I would never say that to anybody because you a grown man. You stand up for what you believe in, even if that means you have to buck against the grain. But at the same time, you do have to pay dues. There is a hierarchy. There's a level. And
Agreed.
You're not at the level yet. Not to make demands and change matches and all types of shit like that. Like that, nah.
Yeah.
AEW is not pure ass. That's messed up.
That's as nasty as that.
They said best announcer was Excalibur.
Absolutely not.
I like him better than Michael Cole.
You gotta be. Are you serious?
What was best commentator?
Yeah.
And who did he say?
Who would you put as? I like him. I ain't say he was the best. I said I like him. Who do you like?
I am not putting Excalibur as the number one commentator or the best commentator. He can barely do commentary. Him and JR be struggling.
If Morrow was still there, I'd put him. Since he dipped in the beginning of the year.
I like Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett's great right now.
Yes, Wade Barrett.
And I like Joe. Joe is awesome on commentary.
Beth is good.
Yes, Joe is good. Yes, Joe is definitely good.
Michael Cole's a fucking legend. Y'all be tripping. Shit.
Okay. I'm like, what's his name?
All right. Well, listen.
Gary.
Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna piss off people, but you know what I do. Okay. To me personally, AEW had a good rookie year. Okay, they had a good rookie year. They had some issues. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, AEW had issues this year. Okay, starting with when the pandemic happened and stuff like that, and then led to All Out. All In. No, All Out. That pay-per-view with the Matt Hardy situation and stuff like that. So a lot of people pissed. That pay-per-view was bad. Their matches some were too long, some were a lot of bouches. Their women's division, yes, their women's division definitely needs some help. Seriously, if they can get Selena Vega or somebody else to come in there and do a little something, then cool. But their women's division definitely do need work. Um, they're taking stars from WWE. Yeah, that's was when WWE was letting people go and stuff like that. But Impact was doing the same thing. Impact was taking wrestlers, and AEW was taking wrestlers. So basically kind of like same thing. Um, Impact and AEW got this new partnership that they got going on and stuff like that. I don't know what Tony Khan is doing when he goes on there and he's dissing Impact Wrestling. I don't know what that's all about. Him. I can only assume he knows what he's doing.
That's your best promoter, though. I'm just saying.
Okay, right, okay. So yeah, so to me personally, yeah, they had, like I said, they have a good rookie year. I started watching AEW because yes, Tip, it was different. It was I was seeing different wrestling stuff like that. The crowd was energetic. No one was just like just sitting there. The crowd was like into the matches and everything like that. Yes, in the beginning they were going after WWE, which okay, if you go after them like for like a few weeks or like a month or two, alright, cool. Then they kept going with it. Yeah, it got old after a while, but they're not throwing any more punches at the moment. They just, they just on there, just wrestling and everything like that, and joining with different promotions and everything like that. I mean, if are people jumping from WWE going to AEW? Yeah. Are people going from WWE to Impact? Yeah. They're going to Ring of Honor, not Ring of Honor. What's the other thing? Oh, Jesus. MLW. Yeah, some are doing that. Yeah, so you got WWE right now who basically they're not the Titanic. They're kind of like they're floating with their storylines and everything that's going on with Raw. Basically their flagship show, but Raw is just suffering right now. Seriously, Raw needs a freaking more upgrade. They need to move Bruce Pritchard out the way and hire Shawn Michaels or Triple H or whoever's running NXT to come up there and just throw a little bit of difference in there. Now, Tiff, you said that Raw and SmackDown is basically more about storylines than wrestling. True, that is true. But we gotta if NXT got different storylines and everything like that to make us watch it and make us energetic. I believe Raw and SmackDown can do that. SmackDown has been doing it because you got like people like Daniel Bryan who wants to upgrade people and stuff like that. Raw seriously needs that. You shouldn't have to do a Legends night and have people come on and it's not even a freaking Legends night. And you got people just backstage and stuff like that or doing videos and everything like that. Oh, blah, blah. Like, come on, like what is that? So,
I have not denied any of that.
mm-hmm.
I won't say that AEW had a bad rookie year. Their first year in operation, they did very well. I would say they were highly successful. That's not
Mm-hmm.
that's not what's in question. I also have never denied that AEW has a they have a certain type of wrestling that they present that obviously is appealing to a lot of people. You have to understand when I say that I want AEW to be better, I don't need it to be a carbon copy of WWE. That's not what I'm asking for. What
Mm-hmm.
I want is for AEW to be AEW at its best. I don't want you to give me no half-assed wrestling matches and then half-assed storylines, and then you're giving me shit like Shaq with Jade Cargill. And let's be real. I had
Yeah,
this
that's gonna be horrible.
conversation with Relove Wrestling and KTR podcast yesterday and Culture podcast yesterday on the Midwest Melanin Mafia. The thing is, I haven't seen Jade wrestle at all, not once.
Yeah, neither have
Was
I.
she in WWE? Sure. Was she a part of the Performance Center? Yeah. But there are a lot of wrestlers who've been in the Performance Center who could have wrestling skill or they have mediocre wrestling skill. You are putting her at a disadvantage by putting her on national television in a very big match with Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. Shaq is irrelevant because he's an anomaly.
Mm.
But you're putting her at a disadvantage letting her wrestle, and that is her first time wrestling. You've had her on your show for months. Why hasn't she wrestled anybody else? You've got Thunder Rosa back there. You've got Big Swole back there. You've got Britt Baker back there. You've got Anna Jay. You've got Penelope Ford. You have all these girls back there, including the champion right now. Even Nyla's back there. You've got Rio back in town. A lot of the Joshi girls are coming in. So you got all of these people back there. Plus, you've got these one-day signed superstars that are back there wrestling on Dark. She hasn't wrestled on Dark not once. Dark is a 2, maybe 3 hour show at times. There was plenty of time to do stuff with Jade outside of this match with her, Cody, Shaq, and Red Velvet. You could have at least given us an idea of what she was capable of. You didn't assert her dominance. She didn't do anything. Now everything rests on the fact that she's going to be able to perform in this match next week. That is a lot of pressure for a girl who's never wrestled on national television before. Furthermore, when you bring up WWE, and when I say they're story based and story driven, yes, I do agree that WWE could be doing better. They're not doing better, they're coasting. I've never once given WWE any slack off of what they do, but I am going to come to their defense when it comes to certain things. This list right here is some bullshit, okay? First of all, the biggest problem I have with this is this glaring, most disgusting promotional tactic of the year. They blame the fact that WWE released superstars during the pandemic, and they said they were made record profits during that year. They also forgot to mention that just about every executive that was in that company sold all their stock. They also forgot to mention that WWE was attempting to sell the WWE network while the pandemic was rolling. They furloughed half of their staff at Titan Tower. Not to mention that everything that they did was not to make sure that they made money off of the pandemic, but it was more specifically to keep the company from going under. If you know anything about business, which I'm not talking about you, Derek, but most people don't, the simplest explanation is when shit like this, the first thing people cut is employees. That is a given. WWE was not the only person to cut employees. That happened around the country nationwide, and it also happened globally. It just so happens that because these wrestlers we see, they are people. Okay, we see them every single day. Everybody wants to focus on the fact that they got rid of these guys. Not to mention that some of these guys wanted to be released, i.e., Brody Lee, rest his soul. And of course, you had Curtis Axel and a couple others who wanted to be released, Maria and Mike Kanellis included. They were asking for their release. And once they got it, then it was a problem. Then it was a big to do. Not Brody Lee so much because Brody Lee wanted to be released. Okay. But for the other guys like Maria and Mike Kanellis, they made a big stink about it. And they used that to demonize WWE. It's disrespectful. Now, I'm not saying WWE is perfect because they're not. We all know that they've done some disgusting and deplorable things. Given the fact that the pandemic was happening, these people that were released, when you look at the people released, with the exception of like one of the referees, one or two of the refs that had been around for like over 50 years, they released him. He shouldn't have been released in my eyes. There was a couple wrestlers that I felt like they could have held on to, but for
Mike
the most
Chioda.
part, yeah, but for the most part, everybody else, they all wrestled on live and house shows. What was happening during the pandemic? We were all stationary. We were at home. You couldn't leave. So what were they going to do? Pay them? Continue to pay the superstars to do nothing? Are you going to take your ass to Hobby Lobby and Burger King and stand in the damn grill at the grill, or stand back there with them damn crafts and not work and think Hobby Lobby is going to pay you? Are you going to sit your ass at home during the pandemic and think that Hobby Lobby is not going to let you go? You're crazy if you think that. At the end of the day, it was save the company. Everything else has to go. That is the core of it. That happens. AEW was new. They had enough money to maintain what they were trying to do. Yes, they lost money. All the companies lost money. WWE was hemorrhaging millions of dollars a day by not traveling and going to these shows. All right. So don't make it seem like WWE is just the biggest demon in the world and had let all these people go, because the unemployment rate is high all around the country. It ain't just in the wrestling community. Not to mention these smaller wrestling companies who had to completely shut down due to the fact that the pandemic was rolling. So keep in mind that WWE is not the only company that was releasing people or releasing wrestlers because they could not financially maintain it. Yes, they had record profits. Their profits came from the fact that, one, they were able to maintain the TV shows, and they finagled that shit with the president. So that shit is fucked up in itself. That you can get on them about, because they were able to go and have their shit on TV while everybody else was sitting at home locked down in quarantine. Okay. So that part you could take them out on. If you want to tear them apart for utilizing the relationship they had with the president and making finagling and moving like that because of politics and big business, you can definitely go at them for that, because that was slimy as hell. We all know this.
Yeah, that was messed up.
But you can't knock the business. You got to know what it's about. And if you don't know, then you can't talk. As old as Dave Meltzer is, he should know better. That's all I'm saying. They didn't make any money off of people watching TV. They didn't make any money off of tickets. Where did they make the money off of tickets at? There was no one coming to the shows. No one. The profits came from merchandise sales, from them being able to produce the show, and from them selling everything that they had. Most of the executives, including the biggest owners in the company, from Vince McMahon to Stephanie to Linda, Triple H, and Shane, they all sold their stocks in the company. Why? Why would you do that? If you're making record profits, your stocks will go up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then why sell them? Because one, you're cash poor and you need the money. Now, as far as their matches are concerned, honestly, there's not much wrong with WWE's matches. Their matches go off fine. Most of the time, you're irritated with the repetitiveness of the matches, the fact that we're getting the Hurt Business versus Lucha House Party every week. That's happening. You're getting tired of that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see Nia Jax going up against and Shayna going up against Mandy Rose and Dana for 4 weeks straight. You're tired of seeing that. Tired of seeing Lana go through a table 9 times over and over again. Although that shit was funny. I don't care what nobody says. It was funny to me. So it was entertaining enough for me. You're sick of watching, and most of y'all was tired of watching Drew McIntyre go up against Randy for almost 4 weeks. Well,
Yeah, that was a
4 weeks.
lot.
It
That
was
was a
like,
lot.
oh my God, how many times he gonna wrestle Randy Orton? At least he wrestled him 4 times, lost once to him, got his title back the next bout. Y'all was tired of the Fiend. Everybody's sick of the Fiend all of a sudden. But I remember a while back, everybody wanted the Fiend. It was all y'all could think about. Motherfuckers was crying because he didn't win the title at Hell in a Cell. But when I told you then that it could fizzle him out and that overexposure will kill his character, oh no, y'all wasn't having that. Oh no. I'm not crazy. And I may sound like a broken record, but when I say what I say, I do mean it. And I'm usually telling the truth. But don't nobody ever want to hear what I have to say. Then when shit goes down like this, then everybody wants to sit back and be like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. When you get what you asked for, then you're upset and you're in your feelings. Y'all begged and pleaded for the Fiend to be featured and seen on television. Well, here he is. And now you want him to go away. Now you mad. Now he's the worst gimmick in the wrestling world. Now his matches are terrible. Granted, his match with Braun Strowman was not great. But that was more on Braun Strowman than it was on the Fiend. If you're gonna be impartial and really look at both companies have issues. No one's saying that anybody's perfect. But what I'm not about to do is blow smoke up AEW's ass, because 90% of the time when you have a conversation with an AEW fan, it is always, well, they have really good matches. Their matches are great. Yeah, they have great matches. So does AEW, and so does WWE, so does NXT. So what is the problem? Oh, well, their storylines suck. Really? AEW storylines are great. You sure? You sure they're great? Because most of the time, their storylines end within a week or two, maybe. You might see one storyline this week. It might take them about 4 weeks to get to that end of that storyline. Now, granted, AEW's pay-per-views are few and far between. They have about 4 pay-per-views a year, which is great. That doesn't stretch them too thin, and you get a lot more title defenses, and they get to compete more on TV. So you'll see more of the champions. You'll have more bouts of the champions on television. But as I said, their storylines are no better or greater than WWE's. You had Miro's a prime example of that. Miro bitched and moaned about how he had to be in this god awful storyline with his wife Lana and Bobby Lashley, and then he gets to AEW and he's in the back playing video games on Twitch pretty much for the whole time he was there, until they got the storyline with him and Kip and Penelope going. He's the best man. All right, awesome. He comes out. I mean, he has a couple matches, which he was very botchy in some of those matches, honestly. And then you look at his feud with, I think his name is Chuck from Best Friends.
Chuck Taylor, yeah. Yeah, and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, because his partner's injured, so he's out. And you're looking at the feud itself. What's interesting about this feud? Exactly. It started over a video game cabinet that was out by ringside. That doesn't really make any sense. Why would a video game be outside by the ring? It's just sitting there. Why would you do that? And then get upset because it gets broken. Maybe you should have had your ass in the back playing it if you didn't want it to be broken. It's an odd concept. And then you bring up Sting. One would have to ask, why are you here? For what? I have no issues with Sting. Sting's great. But Sting's over 60 plus years old. There's no reason for him to be there, no more than it is for Goldberg to be in WWE. It's strange. Most AEW fans I come across are just like, Sting's here, he's gonna do great things, he's amazing. Yes, Sting was the icon. He was an amazing wrestler in his prime. But you're talking about a 61-year-old man wrestling in a ring where most of the time the superstars are negligent and he could very well get injured.
With that one, Tiff, I have to 100% agree. Like I said, I was hyped to see Sting like everyone else. Everyone was hyped. Do we know what Sting is really there for? We don't know. We don't know. All they said was he's going to be appearing every week. Right. He is going to be.
It feels like he's there ushering Darby Allin into his shoes.
Right.
And from what I understood,
Darby Allin doesn't need that. They're saying Darby Allin doesn't. He has the belt. Why does he need someone like Sting? And
from what I saw, he had Darby Allin coming from the rafters the way Sting come from the rafters.
Yeah, they're trying to make another Sting or another Jeff Hardy. But Darby Allin has a little bit of both of Sting and Jeff Hardy.
But why can't he just be Darby Allin?
Okay, yeah.
Darby already had a gimmick. Darby already was over. There was nothing they needed to do for Darby Allin for him to get over because he was already there. So what exactly did Sting need to do? What was he there for? I have an idea, but you ain't gonna like.
All right, what's your idea? What is it?
He was there to boost ratings, as is Shaq and the rest of the people. As much as y'all yell and scream about ratings at me, and it's always about the ratings, and
But
that's what
isn't it though?
kills me.
It's
It's
not
like
about the wrestling. It's about ratings.
you know full well that when the conversation comes up and we're talking and other people are involved that love AEW, especially the super diehard, unwavering AEW fans, it always goes back to the ratings. Always. The reality of the situation is AEW and NXT are pretty much equal when it comes to ratings. Neither one of them outweighs the other. Now, I'll give you this. When AEW comes on, 90% of the time, they hover at about 800,000 to 900,000 views. But their views fluctuate as the show goes on. NXT's doesn't do that. It stays stagnant. They're pretty much going to stay at the 700 or above mark. You can't say that for AEW. Now, I'm not taking anything from them. They obviously have a core target audience that they are attracting. And another
Mm-hmm.
thing that's really destructive about this list is that it's very much male driven. There's hardly any women on this list, with the exception of Bailey and Britt Baker. Everything else is about the dudes.
I was surprised Sasha wasn't on this. That was
He's
very,
not.
very shocking to me. Like, why they didn't put
The
Sasha?
interesting thing is that for the most part in WWE, the women have carried the company. Without Sasha and Bailey throughout this pandemic, nobody would have been watching WWE. We all know this. Okay? So then when you move on to now, thinking about the NXT Performance Center class, having over 10 women in that listing, with Taya Valkyrie being the biggest of them all,
Mm-hmm.
to snub the women like this is disrespectful.
Yeah, true, true.
It's not right.
Right, you're right. So, okay, all right. So, to put an end to all this and everything like that, I would say that I have to agree with you. This list was was straight up BS. Right, it was. This list was straightly is basically like came from me, an AEW fan. It was just AEW all the way. Like 95% AEW, 5% WWE. So this is absolutely right. Was this biased? Yeah, it definitely was biased. Wrestling Observer was definitely biased with this. I have to agree. When you really look at it and you really see it, it's like, yeah, no, like you said, they didn't even mention Impact and everything like that. No, not even NWA was on there. No, so it's like, yeah, right. So this thing was like, now we're in 21. Okay,
Yeah.
we're in 21. All right, now you have two major pay per views coming up, which
Mm-hmm.
is which is AEW Revolution, which
Mm-hmm.
is next Sunday, and then not Fastlane. Fastlane is regular wrestling. And then you have WrestleMania, which is a 2 night.
Right.
Okay, cool. Right. From there, then on, that's when the tide. I would say the tide is going to change. This is when things start to change up a little bit with both companies. Right.
Yeah.
Now, right. Okay. Now, you have a storyline with the inner circle and the young bucks. You got the Jericho and Moxley and everything like that. So a lot of stuff is just it's basically a lot of stuff is becoming more personal in AEW. WWE, we know you got Edge and Roman, and you
Right.
got Belair and Sasha at WrestleMania. Like those are all
Yeah.
matches that we know so far, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, we can see right now the dynamics of these pay-per-views, you can see the matches that like people want to see. Honestly, do I want to see Edge and Roman? No, I don't. Who I rather see, but I'm pretty sure the fans, a lot of fans, are like, yeah, this is probably going to be good. Edge versus Roman, you know what I'm saying? So I can't knock that. That's just my opinion. I can't knock it. So maybe Edge and Roman may put on a good match. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But I would see after these pay-per-views, I hope and pray that we see the difference in them going forward with building new stars and building different feuds and everything like that. I'm hoping to see someone else step up in WWE to take on Roman because I don't think Roman's going to lose that belt ever. And I don't think Kenny's going to lose the belt ever. So I don't know, what do you think could happen after WrestleMania? Who do you think they could put up against Roman for the next couple of
Well, given the fact that I think Sasha Banks is finna go on a hiatus again, I think Bianca Belair very well will be your next SmackDown Women's Champion, which will open doors for a lot of people to possibly compete for her to compete against.
Okay.
And that's a new face. And Vince wholeheartedly believes in Bianca. He's enthralled with her, and I'm glad because she's not blonde and busty. She's a black girl, and she got everything you need to be champion, whether she's a face or a heel. Bianca works.
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking me about Roman and Edge, quite frankly, it's a toss-up. Either one of them could win that match and continue to move SmackDown forward. As long as Daniel Bryan is at the helm of that brand, SmackDown will be fine whether Edge is champion or Roman is champion. It doesn't matter. Do I want Roman to not be champion?
Hi, guys.
Cheers is here. Do I not want him to be champion? Not necessarily. I ain't the biggest fan of Nino Brown right now, but I understand what he does.
Tread lightly.
Okay. First of all, ma'am, you and I both know that Nino Brown is out here tripping. I don't know what kind of cocaine Nino been sniffing. I don't know. It's real strong. But Sam is on a big power trip.
Firstly, please forgive how I sound. I have like a major sinus infection, and I sound like I've been stuck in a bag of dicks.
Ew.
But
whoa.
Why have to be a bag of you?
I don't know.
Word, right? Did you hear that?
That's what I sound like.
Oh my!
I sound like
God.
B. Arthur.
Oh my God.
But
okay, yeah, go ahead.
But I will say this: and everybody knows that Roman is my guy. He is the guy. But his promo today had me shouting at the TV, and I'm gonna tell you why.
You probably was telling him to speak up.
No, hater.
First of all, you can suck a dick, okay? I'm trying to be nice. Okay?
You wrong with whispering. Go ahead.
Don't get me started.
Shut up.
Okay.
Let her talk.
Anyway, I was yelling at the TV because he said something like, Edge, like, you know that you don't want to fight me. Like, I don't want to hurt you. And I was like, hold on. You told him to pick you.
Thank you. I was saying the same thing.
You told him to pick you. And then you're going to be like, oh, that you a father. I was like,
so are you.
You got 5 kids, my dude.
Period.
Like, what are we doing?
Thank you.
I was like, you told him to pick you.
Yeah, you got a whole.
You said pick me.
You got a whole brood at home, my G.
And I was like,
wait, T.
What are you saying?
Let me ask you something. Who do you think wrote that promo?
He did.
He wrote it. He wrote it. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, him or Jay Uso. One of them.
Because I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening?
Everyone was
wait a
saying the same
second.
thing. Yo, they're like this don't make no sense.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Roman, baby, like, what the fuck?
You know damn well you got a whole football team at home.
I
The
was
nerve.
like, is he dead ass right now? I was
Yep.
like, wait
Yeah,
a
he was.
minute. And
He was
then,
like, you don't
okay, wait.
need me.
If we're gonna talk about promos here, who wrote Apollo's promo? Because what the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was
I think
Hotep
it was
Apollo.
D'Lo Brown. I think D'Lo Brown wrote
What was that?
What? That's hateful.
Did
He ain't
anybody
even there.
catch?
He ain't even
No,
there.
but did anyone catch when he said, "I'm the real African American because
That's
I'm
what
from
he said.
Nigeria."
I
was
said,
like,
okay,
what?
Hotep
What?
Apollo. I said, okay.
That's why I said D'Lo wrote
I
it.
was like, what?
He
And
said
then like the
They
whole
went
like
back. They went back
the
to the
colors
nation,
was
nation of
Lord mercy
domination.
God.
it.
I was just, oh God.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You know what? You know who wrote that promo? The same guy who, when Ron
You?
Simmons came in and gave him that. Oh, okay, whatever. The same guy who gave Ron Simmons that helmet and everything like that when he first came into WWE. That's the guy who wrote Apollo's
I'm
promo.
over it.
I just was highly confused. I was just like, oh
And
God.
SmackDown's better than that.
I was
SmackDown
just,
was okay. It
yeah.
wasn't great, but it was watchable. It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah. I just was highly confused and thrown off by Roman's promo and like his whole logic behind it when you told him to pick you.
Yeah. Came out
Like
there screaming like
you
he was about to be
said, I'm the main
emotionally
event.
unbalanced.
I'm the head of the table. Pick me.
Yep.
Acknowledge me
That's what he
is
said.
what he said.
Make sure you bring your wife back.
That's
And I
what
was
he
like,
said.
you got it. You got it, my tribal chief. You got it.
Now you mad.
And now I'm doing like, you don't want this, son. I was like, what?
That's what you get for calling him a tribal chief. That's what you get.
I was
You
like,
see no
what
Brown
is happening?
I bet you Edge was in the back like, yo, what the heck?
His ass was there.
I was like, what?
Edge is like,
Ed should have said something.
no,
They
no, Edge,
didn't
no,
give
you
him
know
no
the
promo
camera.
tonight. They let Daniel go out there. Daniel came
Yeah.
out there.
Back.
And then he was in the back and he talked to Daniel when Daniel had his interview. But after that, like, I think Edge went home. Like, he was not seen. And they just gonna go ahead with this fast lane with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, I guess.
Oh, that's messed up. Jalen Hall said Apollo had to go back to his roots, like he was in a sunken place.
You know what? That actually make perfect sense.
Oh god.
But
Oh man.
it's not working for me. And that could be me speaking very prematurely here, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay. All right. Can I ask you a question, T? Let me ask
it's
you a
not
question.
hitting for me yet.
If
Well, he haven't.
okay,
Well, I
so
think.
if
Hold on a second, D. I think. Okay,
okay,
you get. Let's say for now, it's not something you like, right? But maybe if you give
Not
it,
yet.
give it a couple more weeks. When Big E comes back, with Big E working with him, it might work better for you with Big E
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah. But
All right, go ahead, D.
okay, T. Let me ask you something. If you had
yeah.
to write that, if you had to go write that promo over, right?
Yeah.
Just really think about it. You going out there, Edge picked you, he speared you, you pissed off. You come out there, you have to make this personal. What would you say?
I would go after his wife.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said he should have went out this way.
Well, he brought up the kids, but he didn't go there hard.
No.
And like Roman is like very
Like
you have to think like his type of character.
Horde.
Right. Like you have to think like his character. He could have very easily went for KO's kids. All he told him was, if you want to see your daddy, you want to see your daddy again, tell your daddy he got to stay home. That was pretty much all he did. He didn't
Yikes.
really. He's not gonna go any further than that. So he ain't like Randy. Randy don't give a fuck. He don't care. Randy DDT your mama on the damn ropes. He don't care. He don't give a shit.
Sure would.
So I mean, it's a different type of guy. You have to think like, okay, when I call him Nino Brown, I mean that because that's how he acts. He reminds me of Wesley Snipes from New Jack City. Always.
Never in fucking life.
He reminds me of him. That's how he
Not no
operates.
motherfucking Wesley Snipes.
You
Get
got
the
to
fuck
be
out of here.
kidding me. Yes, he do.
Fuck out of here.
He is Nino Brown all day, every day. Nino Brown was narcissistic. He
No,
was
no fucking Wesley. Get
Yes,
the fuck out of here.
yes. Get
You ain't got my
scratch ass,
product.
get
You
glad.
ain't got my
Yes,
money.
yes, ma'am. He is Nino Brown
See ya.
incarnate.
And I wouldn't want to be it. Actually,
Wesley
Yes,
Snipes
he
needs
is.
to pay his goddamn taxes.
Oh, you petty.
Then he can fucking talk.
He done paid him. He done paid him. Don't be talking about Nino Brown like that.
Because he went to jail.
Ooh,
So he had to.
you ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Get the fuck out of
You
here.
ain't shit. Talk about Wesley Snipes like
Comparing-
that.
Oh,
Girl, bye.
That man a legend.
Comparing the masterpiece that is Roman Reigns to Wesley Snipes.
What
Okay.
you trying
all
to say?
right, but all right, but can I? All right, but let me ask you something. Are they in? Because I see WWE is doing this a lot now with their crowd reactions. Are they turning them up way too loud? Because it's hard to hear what these guys are saying. Seriously, like Roman really needs to talk.
It's really
louder.
hard. Even like in some of the like backstage stuff. I found myself
Yeah, Roman
like
needs to talk.
I have to
I'm
turn on my
thinking they need to
TV.
talk louder.
and,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Maybe
what the hell?
turn their microphones up. I don't really think the crowd noise is too loud. I mean,
I think so. I think they
Or
need to turn
maybe-
it down just a little bit.
The mics
Just
are
a
too
little
low.
their mics might be just too low. Cause I mean, I don't know.
Something needs to be turned down. Like seriously, because you hear Roman talk, all you hear is boo.
But he's always talk low like that.
Yeah, he talked like
Like it's very monotone.
bedroom
He's
talk.
never.
and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's never really a very like when he get excited, he get the hollering, then you'll hear him booming. His voice booms, but
I don't
most
mind
of the
either
time he's. I don't mean it in terms of like he's soft spoken for a man.
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't speak very.
even like in real life, he's like
yeah, he's very soft
like that.
spoken.
Yeah.
He doesn't come. He's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to project his voice to get his point across. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He
Mhm,
very
that makes
much mellow, and it comes out the way it
He
comes out, but you know what he mean, what he say. He's not gonna yell in that microphone. He's just
No.
not unless it requires it, he'll do it. But he's
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
Okay,
That's
but
just
he needs to. Well, my man needs to speak up because it's very hard to hear.
It's not just him though. Even like in like Bianca's like stuff, like she maybe had her mic to her mouth more, but
the
but
mics
you
are
can barely
low.
hear her.
Talking
Yeah,
like-
It's
okay,
the
but are they
microphone.
talking like that on purpose?
They could be.
No, I'm talking about Bianca and Sasha. Like,
What do you mean?
I ain't trying to be. I can't. I don't want to say it the wrong way.
Woo!
Oh
Bless
Jesus!
you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Wait,
FYI,
what? What do you think they're
messages
doing
are
on
really
purpose
loud.
with Bianca and Sasha?
How they're talking to each other.
That's
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm
girl.
sorry. I'm sorry.
bless
Sorry.
you.
Just an FYI. They're really loud. Just an FYI.
I think that they do their own promos together and they pretty much just vibe off of each other. I don't. Oh God!
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
She didn't throw up a
Excuse
lung.
me.
What is
I'm sorry.
happening,
I'm sorry.
girl? She get
That's
you
how I
some.
sneeze. I'm so sorry.
Get you some. Get you
I'm
some
sorry.
NyQuil or something. Get you together.
Word, right?
Some
Oh, get
some Mucinex.
some Sudafed or something.
like, yeah, get that cold together. Oh, it's terrible.
It's not a cold. It's sinuses and my allergies at the same time.
I was about to say, did you get some pepper in your nose or something? What's happening?
I think because I was doing my makeup today and I used like a new setting powder and I think it triggered it.
What setting powder you done bought?
Sasha Buttercup.
Oh,
And
God.
I guess it triggered it. So like
I didn't use Sasha Buttercup in a while.
I haven't sounded like this all day. So I'm sorry in advance for the insanely loud sneezes. But even when I'm fine, it's like that loud.
Ready to sneeze.
Yeah, so
Natalya and Tamina look good. I mean, Natalya come out there in her Mortal Kombat gear. So
Finish her.
I'm like, okay, ma'am.
She said, finish her.
Get out of here, sit there. Go on somewhere.
Yo, is Tamina is she slowing down? Like, I don't know if y'all seen it. It's like she was like second guessing her match. Like she haven't had a singles match in a while.
I don't know what's going on with them, but they're serving up the Riot Squad to these two.
And to Bailey, because Bailey fought both of them and beat them back to back too.
And I really don't like that. I really, really don't like that. The Riot Squad haven't had no traction since they got drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah,
they've had maybe one or two wins, and they just been getting beat the fuck down. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, they can't get nothing going.
Yeah.
I understand they want to put Tamina and Natalya together, but okay, but why you got to squash the Riot Squad to do that?
Or you could get two jobbers to come on TV and stuff like that and squash them. They need to get wet.
I mean, you got enough women back there. Vanessa not doing nothing. Santana Garrett is there. She not doing nothing. You could have let them bitches go up against her.
Yeah.
You did not have to serve the Riot Squad up to them like that. That's not right. If you was going to do that, you might as well break them up and let them be singles competitors. Why are you letting them be a tag team only for them not to even get further than a challenge? They didn't even get to have the match because Billy Kay screwed that up. I'm just like, damn, Riot Squad can't get nothing.
And technically, they were supposed to have a title match, right? At some point?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, right. They were no more contenders. They did beat them.
I'm making that up.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
They did beat them.
I don't know. Oh, Reggie's here. Cesaro. Oh, yeah. So Seth Rollins came out in another suit. Seth Rollins be looking real dapper these days. With some
my Messiah.
He came out there. He ain't had no shirt on. I don't know.
Came out looking like he like he's about to get baptized somebody tonight.
Papa Rollins.
I said
he came out there.
Really ran that all white. All right.
He looked good in it. I think that dude that did his photo shoot for him and Becky's what is it? Their baby pictures.
Yeah.
He looks good in white.
I think he's the one who's
white is his color.
White is his
what?
color?
They had a title shot, but Billy screwed it. Yeah.
But right. That was right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
That's what happened. Billy cost him the title that night. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, they ain't had nothing, honey. Nothing.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's a little sad.
Okay, back to Derek asked about WrestleMania and then a reset. I hope so. I was hopeful last year, but then, like I said, when the pandemic had hit, that kind of threw everything into a loop. And the whole thing that WWE did was like knuckle down and go into full on protection mode.
Yeah.
This year they got a
As they
little bit
should've.
more leeway. So I would say that they need to venture out. They need to take the risk and do it. Now is the time to do it. Last year was the time to do it. During quarantine, there was nothing people really could do. You should have been testing out new things and trying new things. With NXT bringing in such a massive class, we're talking 20 plus people they brought in for the performance center. I don't see how they won't be bringing people up from that roster onto Raw and SmackDown. For specifically, I think Adam Cole's going to be coming up after this next pay-per-view for NXT. Adam Cole's no longer going to be on the NXT roster. I can't foresee him staying there any longer. He has outgrown NXT.
But I think these are recruits though, so they're not just gonna just be on TV on Wednesday. They
No, I don't mean it
are gonna
like
be like in their
immediately.
training process, which
Some of them
is gonna
are
take
in their
some
training
time.
process, others aren't. You
You
got
know,
Ty Valkyrie coming in. Valkyrie doesn't need to go to the performance center. I mean, sure she can go to learn how to wrestle for WWE. That isn't a problem. But I don't see Ty Valkyrie being off TV for longer than 4 to 6 months, if that. Gigi Dolan and the other girl, I can't think of her name. They were in the classic. They have already wrestled on TV, as have Zoe Stark and who else?
oh,
They have the the men are the only ones who really haven't had anybody debut. So in order for them to, and then they still have to make room for the people who are there. So you got Bronson Reed waiting in the wings. Dexter Loomis is getting his time with Gargano right now. You still have where's my lemonade at? You left my cup downstairs.
No, Tiff,
See how you
Tiff,
is? Yeah.
Tiff. What they need to do. Okay, here. I got two options which I think they may go. And this is all right. Here's what if this is Vince McMahon booking, and he probably might do this stupid shit. Vince McMahon booking after WrestleMania, if McIntyre retains the belt, the next night on Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania, boom, here comes Brock Lesnar. Oh, Brock Lesnar gets the title, boom, he beats him for the belt. That's a
Hell
Vince
no.
McMahon
I'm a
move.
dead set against that. Nope.
Right,
hell no.
but that's a Vince
Hell no.
McMahon move. But he might, but hopefully he won't do that. On the other hand, is the fact that after WrestleMania, Drew fights someone, wins the belt, and then Adam Cole comes in, kicks him, boom, you start the feud right there.
Wait a minute. Repeat that.
McIntyre, whoever he fights at WrestleMania, the next night on Raw, he just has a match, just like regular. He has a match, and then Adam Cole debuts on Monday Night Raw, super kicks McIntyre, holds up the belt, and then you start the feud. There you go. Adam Cole's on Raw.
So you think Cole's gonna come in the same way he came in on NXT?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, I mean, sure.
I mean,
I
that's how
mean, if
I
that's
would do
why
it.
they
I don't
want
know
to
if they
bring
would
him
do
in.
it.
If that's how they want to bring him in, that's fine.
Who in they eating
Um,
chips?
I don't know. Let me see.
See, that's you.
That was Tirza. Yeah, that's Tirza's mic.
Is it really?
Yeah, it might be some feedback. Hold on a second.
I don't know why. Is that
If
better?
you got the mic that leans up against you, sometimes if it moves or rubs up against your clothes, it'll pick up on that. Hold on a second. All right.
My phone is flat, so I don't
Um,
know.
don't worry about it. It'll go away.
Okay. I can go out. I can come back in.
No,
No,
you
you're
good.
good.
Okay.
I think Allen will lose to either whoever he faces, Finn or the UE or both. He will leave NXT.
I
R-Truth should
think
host Mania.
I feel like NXT in some capacity should be a part of Mania, being that like it's 2 nights.
Yeah, I believe so. I think NXT
Because
should have
if
like
they
a feature.
if they are their own brand under WWE, I don't see why they can't be a part of WWE's biggest show
Because
in
most of
some
the
way.
time they have a pay-per-view that night before.
Yeah, but they just have one.
But still, and they didn't have a pay-per-view last year
No, they didn't.
Right, true.
But Rhea Ripley wrestled on the pay-per-view last year. So NXT
because it's Charlotte. Like
technically she was a part of it. I don't know. They
I
may
feel like
put
there should be like at least like 2 matches, and
I
one
don't
of
know what
them
they're gonna do with NXT.
and one of them should be women's match and then a men's match because it's split into 2 days,
Yeah, that's true.
so like they have time.
So you want most of the titles are gonna be defended at Mania. And then you're gonna have
Every title should be like every single title should be on the line. It's
At
it's
Mania?
WrestleMania. Like
yeah.
it's the biggest show. It should be that way.
Okay, who would you put as tag team?
As who?
Tag
Tag team.
teams.
Who should go up against what are they called? The heel? The heel? Dirty heel?
Dirty Dogs.
Oh,
The
Dirty
Street
Dogs. I don't know
Profits.
about the Dirty heel. Okay.
The Street
Raw
Profits,
tag
and
team, Hurt
then
Business. Who goes up against them?
Naomi and Lana should go up against Shayna and Nia. And then for Raw, it can either be, although they don't need it again, but the New Day or who else is on Raw? A tag team.
Exactly. There are no tag teams on Raw.
I have no idea. But
So there is no tag team
on Raw.
What happened?
Ain't the Hurt Business the tag champions on Raw?
The Hurt Business are the tag team champions on Raw, yes.
No, we're talking about a team to go up against them.
The only people that's on there is Lucha House Party. My husband asked
oh yeah, them.
who was the tag team champions on Raw, so I told him that the Hurt Business were the champions.
Yeah.
Because he said all he wanted to do was hold the North American Championship longer than this time.
Well, the last I heard,
Johnny doesn't want to go to the main roster.
exactly.
He said he never wants to leave NXT.
Exactly.
That is what he said. He's wrong in that assessment of not leaving NXT.
Yep.
But he said he doesn't want to leave NXT. He made a whole fucking video and put it on Twitter about how he doesn't want to leave NXT. His heart's in the gold and black brand is what he said.
And like I can understand that, but I think he is okay with being a big fish in a small pond, and I feel like that's not the mindset to have.
I agree.
Yeah, but he still should get a WrestleMania moment though.
He could get one if he brings his ass to the main roster.
Yes.
You can't be on NXT and then expect to get main roster treatment. No. That's not how this works.
Nope.
If he was on the main roster and he was getting screwed, then I could be like on Johnny's side. Like, well, you know what? Johnny Gargano's a good wrestler. He's a good character. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting him. Of course. But I'm just
All right.
saying,
So
like, you didn't
what
even
about
try.
All right. So
Yeah.
all right. If you put so where would you put Adam? SmackDown or Raw?
Adam who?
Selfishly,
I
I would put him
I would put him
on
on SmackDown
on
because I want
SmackDown
to
because
see
I don't want
him
to
and
see
Rollins
him and
go
Seth
at it.
Rollins. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
I would do that.
Yep.
But I know that Adam Cole is heavily needed on Raw. So business wise,
That
he
would be
would
a
go to
sick
Raw
match.
for me. But for the sake of seeing Cole versus Rollins, I'd ship his ass to SmackDown in a
Yep.
heartbeat.
Yep. Yep.
I think that the women's tag team title stuff is always overloaded like this for WrestleMania, and it doesn't have to be. Just make it a match and let them fight it out.
Yep. And I
Um,
technically, I wouldn't mind a fatal four-way, but I don't think that's entirely fair to Lana and Naomi because
right.
they they earned their shot.
I mean, that would still be a match, wouldn't it?
Wait, time
Yeah,
out. They do have
It's
but
they do have a tag team title shot. I think it isn't it supposed to be in like a couple of weeks.
No.
mm-mm. Nope, because they're supposed to go because Dakota and Shayna and Nia and Raquel are supposed to fight.
on Wednesday.
Yeah,
And
on
that's
Wednesday.
next
Yeah, I know.
Wednesday. But their shot has not been scheduled. Lana and Naomi wanted a number one contenders match, sure, but their shot hasn't been scheduled yet.
Right. But like
But they
I'm
are getting their
saying,
shot though.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
gonna get it.
but I'm saying
Okay.
selfishly, I don't want them to have to share their opportunity with two other teams.
Oh, I'm
I
with
have
you.
to agree. I think it cuts them in half. It takes their shot down by 25% when they
Yeah,
could have just had a 50% shot at at the titles.
right.
And everybody else who had a title shot got a one-on-one title shot.
Yep.
And you may get a fatal four-way for them. Nah, that ain't cool.
I mean, it's cool because it'll get more females on the card, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want them to share their opportunity with two other teams. I don't want that for them, at
Okay.
least. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let me go. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. It was nice chatting with you guys. Everything like that. We're gonna see this Wednesday is supposed to be two big shows with NXT and AEW. So we're gonna see this back to back. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be. Tip, are you
Well,
gonna watch AEW?
you're by yourself with
Am
AEW.
I gonna watch
I'm gonna
AEW?
start there.
I want to
Yeah.
see Jade's first match. I want to see what she's gonna do. So I'll be watching it. I'm gonna try.
I'm not interested.
Okay. All right. We'll listen.
All
All
tea,
right.
all
So
shade.
I
I'm not.
cannot.
Sorry. And
Ciampa's
Sunny
issue with going to the main roster
and
really has
Sunny
nothing
ain't
to
wrestling. I
do.
ain't watching it.
I mean, Ciampa's issue with going to the main roster doesn't have anything to do with him having a bad chance. It's more to do with his neck.
Yeah.
So his thing was because WWE has to travel when they do Raw and SmackDown, he's not going to be able to uphold that rigorous schedule. But being in NXT, they don't go anywhere. They have a contract with Full Sail. So he can wrestle
They travel
sparingly.
sometimes.
Yeah, but he doesn't usually go. He usually stays behind. So when he's on the main he's in NXT, he has a little bit more leeway. And he said if he has to retire, that he'll go backstage and do production and creative, which
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with. I
Yeah.
think he should.
Kind of like Corey Graves did. Like he did commentary, but like not even by choice.
Yeah.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
and he's good at it. So he be on some bullshit sometimes, but you know,
Kaylee Ray always
All
bring
right.
her A game.
Why
Who?
D?
Kaylee Ray.
is it confirmed that Casey Catanzaro has a broken leg?
I don't know nothing about that. They said she injured, but they didn't say for
She's
sure if it
injured.
was real or if it was kayfabe.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
should look
she's
real
injured.
though. No
Yeah,
shade.
she's injured. That's a real
That
injury.
should look real.
Oh,
Well,
Fucker me up.
MSK too. His hand is broken.
yeah.
yeah.
See that type of shit. If you like intentionally hurt me, I'm, I'm whipping your ass for real.
Oh God.
Get the strap.
I'm telling you, just like that girl that dumped me on my head on purpose. I'm telling you, when I got that clearance, I whipped that girl's ass. Period. Period.
You bitch. What up?
And she did it on purpose. It's not like, oh my God, oops. Oh, like, no.
Why she do it? Because she don't like you or something?
Yeah.
Oh hell no. We gotta fight.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Johnny and Tommaso can't stay there forever. Tommaso's issue really isn't the same as Johnny's. I think if Tommaso didn't get his neck injury, he would have been went up to the main roster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so him being in NXT, he's not gonna do anything but put people over. He put Thatcher over.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't bury Thatcher, he put him over. He took
And
Dream
that match
out,
was
which
brutal.
thank God for
Oh my
that.
Lord. Ooh. Oh,
Got Dream's ass all the way together.
he sure did.
And
And we
Kushida
ain't
helped.
seen him since.
Kushida was fucking his arm up. I was like, yes.
And we ain't seen him since.
Hey man.
And you know the sad part is I really like Dream.
I did too.
I really liked him, and I'm like, Jesus, why do all the good people have to be such dicks?
Right.
Yep.
First time I seen him, I said, "Oh, what the fuck is going on with this shit?" Oh, wait a minute, my man can wrestle. Okay, I'll take it back.
It was so extra, but you lived for it. I was like, Dream, get on my motherfucking nerves.
A really great character.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the character was amazing. And then he started talking, and I was like, see, that's where you fucked up. That's where you fucked up.
Well, some niggas you like real talk. Some people you want to get out with, you gotta tell them like, don't talk. Like,
yep.
Like, please
all
don't
skin
talk.
folk and kinfolk. And then he said black people are lazy, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he started talking
now
about his ass for real.
You got me all the way.
Somebody they don't work hard enough. I said,
yep.
Who don't work hard enough?
When we built this country, let's just start there.
Hello. I think we don't work hard enough. I think we earned the right to be lazy.
Like, get out of here.
Okay, I feel like we shouldn't work it out.
Period. I'm talking about Johnny Reason with going to the main roster, not Champion.
He was stealing our shit.
Period. To this day, they still do it.
Exactly.
To this day. Period. Johnny's reasoning for not going up is pure and simple. He doesn't want to get lost in the sauce of the main roster, and he knows that his character is bland enough to get lost.
Yep.
Put your fucking game up then, bitch.
But that's the facts. Like, you and Candace gonna have to come with something better than the Poison Pixie and Mr. Takeover. You're gonna have to come with something better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that shit is trash.
Like, I ain't trying to be mean or nothing, and no one's taking away from your abilities. But like
Nope.
I tell D and everybody else, SmackDown and Raw are driven by storylines. The wrestling comes second. And
Yeah.
most of the time, the wrestling is never that bad. It's
No.
rare you see a botch on Raw or SmackDown. Even Raw don't have that many botches. It's rare you see that. But their storylines are wonky as hell. So when you watching the show, you like, damn, like, what the fuck is going on? And then you'll watch a match, the match be good, but you done seen it so many damn times. Like, how many times can we watch Bobby Lashley put the full Nelson on fucking Riddle? I'm sick of seeing that.
Yeah.
So it's not always about the matches. That's what I'm
And the
trying to
Wednesday,
tell people.
he
That
ain't even
listen,
doing it right.
girl, that's a
the
whole
rotate.
nother damn story.
He ain't even doing it right.
That's a whole other story, baby.
Or the fact that he trying to put it on everybody and it won't work.
He shouldn't have been able to put it on Strowman either, which
Nope.
that baffled the hell out of me.
You can't put it on Keith Lee, you can't put it on Strowman.
And exactly.
That's just that. He's barely put it on Titus. Shit.
In facts.
He's struggling with that.
That's because he don't have a long wingspan. It looked like he does, but I don't think he does.
I don't think he do.
Okay, hold on a second. Unless you need the NXT one. We're talking about the NXT Aaliyah. Aaliyah's been in NXT the longest. As far as I'm concerned, she can stay there. If she want to stay in NXT, let her stay where she want to stay.
I don't think she got a choice.
She bring her ass up to the main roster.
She said, I was thinking no. Stop thinking.
If Robert Stone come with her, I will gladly welcome her because I love Robert Stone and I miss seeing him on TV.
You do?
I like him. I think he's great.
You do?
I love Robert.
The fuck that come from?
Oh,
Tears are funny. So she said, "You do?"
She is so hateful.
What?
There is nothing wrong with Robert Stone.
I like Robert Stone.
Okay.
He's funny.
Okay.
And he's nice to
walk
look
around
at.
there drunk and depressed for a couple of weeks. That was
If you like it, I love it.
He was tore up.
If you like it, I love it.
Girl, don't start. Don't start. You need to go get Nino Brown's ass together.
Oh, honey.
Because he's tripping.
I'll get
He's
him together,
tripping.
all right.
He's tripping.
I will get him together. All the way together.
Honestly, Candace is a great wrestler, but her character is just not
his wife
good.
together. Okay.
You ain't shit.
Okay.
She
don't start me.
Yeah.
Shit. I'll get them together, all right.
I'm over it.
I think Tony will take the title off EO.
No. Tony not the one.
Shit, both of them boring right about now. No.
Oh, shady boots.
Tell me you've been interested in this reign.
I'm not interested in Tony versus EO. I don't really care for Tony Storm like that.
I don't either.
So,
I think she aight, but I think the last time they fought was at Evolution. And that match was good. But I don't think Tony Storm should have won that match.
Me either.
I don't think she should have won. I felt like she won because at the time she was getting a ton of buzz and everybody was talking about her. And I was like, cool. But Io Shirai had an even bigger buzz coming from Japan.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand how Tony Storm beat her. I didn't.
That's good.
That's because she lost the first one and won, and they wanted her to win this one.
But I'm saying, like, she was kind of like the darling of the Mae Young Classic. And I was like, cool, but not up against Io Shirai, who was killing it in Japan. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's just not. It's not interesting.
Her babyface character. What babyface character? When she was walking around smiling all the time.
Come on, Candace.
She wasn't saying shit.
And if she was going to be a poison pixie, at least look dark. She just looked like a purple cupcake.
She did. She could have dyed her hair like a red or something.
Then I like Toni Storm. She's thick, and I like that.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
She's stupid.
She's thickums, and I like it.
She dumb.
Real bottom heavy, honey. Very much so.
Bottom heavy ain't the word. And that's a dump truck.
She got thunder thighs, and I like it.
My whole time, he is a very good wrestler, but damn it. Oh, baby, from your hometown. I'm gonna pray for you.
Where's he from?
I don't know where Dream is from.
Yeah.
I imagine somewhere where teens look nice. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Damian Priest from New York, and I'm like, ew.
Look, I'm off that Stella Rose, so anything is bound to come out at this point.
I'm done.
If it come out, it's just gonna come out.
Damian Priest was posting thirst traps earlier.
Oh, I couldn't even follow him. I gotta go back and follow him because my Instagram was shipping for a long time.
Oh, they say he's from DC.
Oh, yeah, he is from DC. Oh,
that's my hometown. I was born in DC.
Were you really?
Send that nigga back to Africa.
Oh my god.
I'm a military brat. My parents were stationed there. That's where I was born.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't get the chance to live there, but I was born there. When I know anything, I was in Cleveland. I've been here since I was 4.
Oh wow.
They went all over the world. My mom was in she was in Korea. My father was in Germany.
Oh, Korea. I've been there. I have.
She said she loved Korea. She wants to go back. But
I felt like a fish out of water because I was like the only like black face in the country.
Yeah.
And I remember like being on the subway, and the subway was it's so clean, like clean and sparkly and beautiful. And I was on the train with like a group of friends, and we were talking, and I'm guessing there's like a quiet rule on the train, and this lady shushed me.
Oh,
she shushed me, and I had to like refrain myself because I was like, I'm not trying to get locked up abroad. I'm not doing
throw your ass in jail real quick.
So I was like, okay. I was like, okay, all right. And then like the clubs.
Oh, what was that?
The hotel that I was staying at was adjacent to like a brothel. So like the club was downstairs and we didn't know. So we went, and I guess like if a man taps you on the knee, that means that you have to go with them.
Oh, hell no.
And like 3 men tapped me on my knee, and I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh no, honey, I'm from New York.
I'm from US.
I ain't going nowhere.
Don't play with me.
I'm not going nowhere.
Did they think you was working at the brothel or something?
I think so. Yep.
Oh no, that's insulting as hell.
Yep. And I was like, oh hell no.
They asked a question. They said, do y'all think Sasha is winning at Mania?
I don't know.
To be honest,
I don't think she's winning.
I don't know, and I hope not, because I would love for Bianca to win, and I love Bianca, so I've been a Bianca fan since day one,
Same, since I
and
saw
I would
her
love for her
sign.
to be champion. But to be honest, they both won
They both
because
deserve it, you know.
they
Yeah,
both are winners in this situation because they are making history as two African American women
in
main
the main
eventing
event.
a pay-per-view.
Yes, not
So
just a pay per
that's a
view, the
win.
pay per view.
That's a win, you
Mm.
know. But if I had to pick, I'm going for Bianca the EST
I don't think Sasha's winning.
in
I think
WWE.
Sasha's.
I don't think Sasha, just from what she said on Broken Skull, so
Yes, it's that Broken Skull interview that really made me go, okay, she's trying to build up the next set of stars,
right.
and she's on her way out.
Oh, Jesus.
But she,
But she,
but she also said, "I'm a 5-time champion, and I've never had a real shot at being a defender."
Right.
So maybe she enjoys being the defender, like having people chase her. But I don't know. I don't know.
She had
I
for
don't know.
about what now? 4 months?
yeah, she's had it for. She's been able to at least prove that she can hold on to a title longer than a month or two.
But she deserves that, though.
Yeah,
You
so
know. But
I don't see nothing wrong with her. She can leave and come back if that's what she want to do.
yeah,
You know, but if you're giving it to Bianca, let her have her shine, and
let her have it at least until SummerSlam or something.
you
You know.
know, it might. I don't know. It's a toss up, but I really think that Bianca is gonna win this one.
I do too. And then I feel like at some point Bailey will be the one to get it back.
Oh shit! Gotta
At some
listen to
point.
Ding Dong for another 6 months.
Yes, honey. A ding dong.
I
Damn
don't think
it!
it's gonna be a
Hello.
6 month thing. They might cut it
Ugh.
quick again.
You idiot.
Oh, she ignorant. She
Oh, I
just
love her so much
ignorant.
though. I love it. It's so good.
I think Sasha is past her prime.
Oh,
And she's still
Ooh.
great. No, she's still great.
Ah!
Y'all, bear with me now. I'm not even sober for real.
Damn, like she's scared or
Jesus.
something. What's that?
She is still great, but I think the peak.
Yeah, like she passed the expiration date. I don't know
no,
about that. That's an old can of tuna right there. I don't
I
know.
I think that's a
no.
I think that's a little unfair though. That's a little
She,
unfair.
um, I don't know
Sasha's
how.
been able to do a lot in the time that she's been in WWE. She's done
Yeah,
she's done more than most people have done in their entire careers. So if I
within
was her, I would
8 years.
enjoy my Mandalorian money and go take my ass and go act, and then come back to WWE and dominate for another couple months like she did. You know, get him a little bit. You know, just show out for the girls one good time, then go back and film me another movie or two. You know, keep dipping my toe, and then I exit.
Where because you can't wrestle forever,
I wish
Exactly.
somebody would tell these old ass
especially
men
being a
that.
woman.
If I was Sting, I would have been going to Hollywood getting me some money. What? He could have been
Ric
like the
Flair
father of
too.
the pro or some shit. What the hell wrong with you?
You know, I mean, the silly ass people want to book Ric Flair for no reason. Ridiculous. Stone Cold and went and got him a whole TV deal, a whole
Period.
building.
Stone Cold
Man,
got the TV. Stone Cold got podcasts. He
The
got his own
MVP,
IPA.
the MVP will always be The Rock, man.
yes.
Like what he's been able to do is in insane.
Cause
It
I mean, The
really
Rock
is.
got his own production company. They done found the capital to get the XFL and keep that rolling. They got he acts. The Rock is in like 50 movies every time you turn around. He's filming movies. Sometimes he's filming 2 and 3 movies at one time.
He's been the highest paid actor the last 3 years in a row.
I kind of have to credit his ex-wife for that because she
That's
is an amazing
crazy.
manager. She
No,
is
but I'm
great.
saying like he started out as a wrestler. That's
Yeah.
how people knew who he was, and then he is just like this movies. It's insane. I'm like, oh my god, like it's
But
insane.
is it really hard to believe?
No.
no,
But like I'm just saying, just like
The
how
what he's been
magnitude of
multifaceted
able
it,
to
he is.
do.
how massive he is with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause his show Ballers was amazing. I watched that.
Everybody loves ballers. But I like Young Rock too. It's a
Yeah.
nice
I just like seeing him naked.
balance. It's a,
You should have saw
it's
him
a,
what he the picture he posted.
I was
oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
he had that cheek
I said,
and
what he
that cheek
doing?
out.
Double cheeked up on a Friday afternoon.
Double cheeked up, honey.
I was like, oh, okay,
Look what
okay.
you at. Jesus.
Even like Hobbs and Shaw, like Roman was in that movie and he had no lines.
Really?
Yes, he had no lines, but who cares? Because wherever the Rock was, he he was right there.
Roman was just like, I'm so
Ooh,
grateful to be in the movie. I'm
that's
like, you
what he
didn't
Camera
say
said.
time.
nothing.
But I'm gonna need for him to go find him another Taylor because Titus Taylor is not the business.
And the
Find you
Samoan
another one.
scene, oh,
Mhm.
them in the grass skirts, I was like, woo, love it.
I told
uh,
my husband, I
So
told my
good.
husband he was almost Samoan and he stopped talking to me for like 2 days. he, was upset. He was upset, honey. He was like, "Don't say no shit like that."
So good.
It's true. True. Our babies was gonna have some pretty hair, honey. You shall be pretty. Bailey don't need another title reign. Let someone else get a chance.
Who else can I give it to? To Natalia?
Oh, ooh.
the way
And
I
she
don't
that
know.
is
said it.
Sindel
no
might do all
shade.
right. She might do all
Jesus.
right.
And that is no shade because I love Natty, but girl.
She said
Mm-mm.
that was some that was kind of, that was some power in your voice behind
Let's
that.
keep
I
that
mean,
real.
it's the truth.
Yeah, I want to see Natty with the belt.
And
Not that
y'all always talk about people boring. Well, you might as well be ready to go to sleep.
one. Yeah, it
And
fizzled
Carmella
out.
don't need it either.
Don't nobody want to see Carmella and her Fashion Nova fits on TV with the
No, I'm
belt.
good.
Her fashion
Okay,
outfits be hidden sometimes. When they
there's
not
a
really
lot of
used.
sometimes.
When they're
That's
not
why
reused, that's when it's good. But
there
she
is a
like
lot of
she be like,
sometimes.
ooh, I
Guys.
like that. Let me wear that again. No, bitch, don't wear that again.
Yeah, like she wore
You're
that
supposed to be
black dress three
untouchable.
times in a row.
You
Them
supposed
tassels was falling off. She had worn so
okay.
many times.
She wore
I
it
think
that
Carmella is
Friday.
she's the type of girl, she's very fit. So she can wear anything, but just because
Yeah.
you have the body for it, it doesn't mean that you should wear it.
Like even like I like the way Lana dressed. I think Lana has a really nice sense of style. It's always real short, but for the most part, Lana's sense of style is pretty decent. And I like the way Naomi dressed a lot. I think Naomi has a very keen sense of style. And she always incorporate color in her look a lot, which I love because sometimes sometimes the nude colors or the darker colors can just wash us out. And
Her and
she
I have similar body types. So like I look at her style and I'm like, oh, that's a cute outfit. And then I see the price and I'm like,
It ain't
get
that
what
cute.
you wear to see.
oh
She
no.
like, ooh, it ain't that cute.
No, no,
Mm-mm.
no. I'll buy the knockoffs. just like those
Oh,
Prada
good.
boots with like the pockets on the bottom. I was gonna buy those until I saw the price. I was like, ooh, mm-mm. I
Yes,
found the
mental.
knockoffs. I was like, $50 is in my price range. I would get those. I was mm-mm.
Not $50.
Yep.
Not $50.
I got the $50 from Necessary Clothing. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I'm over it.
Yes, I did. The Prada ones are over $3,000, and I was like,
We used
not
to
for no
probably
boots.
God damn, $3,000 for some fucking boots. Bitch, that's rent.
Yep.
Jeez,
I was
right.
like, nope, I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't do it. Nope.
That is a lot of money.
So
How do
I bought the
people do
knockoffs. $50. I was like, sold.
that? Y'all better go to either Just Fab or Shoe Dazzle. They got all the replicas over there. Replica bags, replica shoes, bitch. They can be out here stunting on
I'm
hoes and
telling you,
not spend $40.
I only spent a lot of money on shoes that I wore them one time, and those were some red bottoms because they hurt my feet, and I ain't wear them since.
Ooh.
Yep. And they were a birthday present, and I was like, nope, I ain't wearing these no more. They hurt.
Oh, goodness.
They are uncomfortable.
I don't split them up and let them work as competitors, which is what they should do anyway.
Yeah.
Amen.
Shayna, I think, needs to be a singles competitor.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the match Wednesday because I want to see
So am I.
Naya and Raquel go at it. When they get in the ring, all hell gonna break loose. So I
Girl,
can't.
you
I'm
talking
like,
about
get her,
hoes?
Raquel. You
Stop
said
that
you
bitch
know,
hole.
show up her hole. I want to see it. I want to see
Stop a
you
hole
do
in
it.
that bitch.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm. I was like, not the whole girl, not the whole, not the whole girl.
I don't know why they keep bleeping out the word hole. They get on my nerves.
But
Well, it's not that fucking deep.
I want to
Just
know
said hole.
why she said that. Like, did she really hurt her hole
Well, she fell
or her
on the edge of
tailbone?
the ring that what a Monday, 2 Mondays ago, and when she got down, she screamed and she was like, "Ah, my butt, my hole," and that was the
But did
joke
she hurt
for
her
like 2 weeks
butthole?
straight.
Yeah, her
Yeah,
butthole. I hope
yeah.
it's her
How?
butthole. Shit.
She fell the way she jumped, the way she
The
hit the
way
edge of the
she
apron,
leg
trying to
dropped,
leg drop on Lana. She claimed that she hurt her butthole.
but how?
I don't know, but
I
it's
don't know.
funny as hell every time
She got a
you.
whole lot of ass out there to be getting to the hole.
Maybe her tailbone, but like
I
the hole
believe
is
that.
kind of like hidden in between the cheeks, right?
I mean, if your ass spreading that much, while you on the edge of the apron, you doing a whole lot more on your free time than you should be.
I
Okay,
thought it was her tailbone.
because don't
Cause
nobody's ass cheek spread that much.
yikes!
But she said her whole. That's what she said. That's
Ooh,
why. That's why Raquel mentioned that because that was the running joke on Twitter for
right.
like a whole week and a half.
Yes.
It was so many memes. I was like, child, y'all ain't right.
Mm-mm.
Y'all still up? You
We've
got
been
something to say,
in
Janae?
Are you drunk? Because you was drinking gin,
Oh
which is like
no.
an old man's drink.
Mm-mm.
It's just I
Mm-mm.
never understood why ladies drunk gin. I'm like,
I
ladies
used
don't
to.
drink gin.
I used to drink gin and tonics
That's what
back
she
in the
drank.
day. And yeah, I can't drink those anymore.
Oh, I did.
I'm a wine girl now. But I
It's
had
like shoe
some
pouch.
red wine last night and I thought I was in the land of Oz.
What?
I know
I
nothing like no
was
good wine.
so drunk.
Off of red wine?
Yes, I was twisted.
Who made it?
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I so drunk? Like I drink wine. So I was like, what the hell? I was twisted. Ooh, I was twisted. I was like, oh no, this is not good.
Only way I get lit off Stella Rose, like lit, is if I drink it on an empty stomach.
That too.
Because all 2020, I was, first part of 2020, I was going hard with Stella Rose. We was best friends. Then that bitch started to get a little boring to me. I said, that's it.
No.
That was all they had. We have. I don't normally drink it. It tastes like rubbing alcohol. I've been drinking to coke. No, ma'am, don't do that.
Don't
Oh
drink the
no.
Coke, girl. Next thing you know, you
I
fighting
told
bitches on the
y'all when
street for no
quarantine is
reason.
up, girl. I want you, John, all y'all, get y'all back blown out. Or go blow some backs out if that's what you prefer, but
What
you need
happened?
it.
Wait a minute. What
What's
was
going
that?
on?
Mhm.
What happened?
I told them in the group chat.
How the hell did I get? See how I
I
got in there? I
all
didn't
of
do
y'all, because
nothing.
all of y'all been tripping. It's about to be a year, and all of y'all are tripping. I'm
Tripping
like,
like
y'all,
hell.
quarantine peen is not working.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm fine in that department.
I ain't talking about her. Tears have
Oh,
got she got live-in dick. We're not talking about you. We
yes,
talking about
yes,
people.
honey.
We talking about people who got to go out and find theirs.
Oh yeah, no.
Or they gotta use Old Faithful in their phone, but you might have a mask
Or
on.
buy
That
a
ain't
vibrator.
no, it's not the same.
It's not, but it gets the job done.
I mean,
I,
if you trying to just get,
I got my regular people.
you trying to get just a little quickie, then yeah. But I'm talking about that one of them all nighters where you wake up and your coochie lips swollen
Oh, yeah,
or your
yeah.
booty swollen. If you got budussy, that's how that works.
Oh my god.
I'm just
That
saying.
girl said, but Doocy.
If you got that, then I'm talking about that being swollen. You feel what I'm saying?
Girl, ain't nothing special. It's a booty hole.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm just
If the
saying.
coochie is on swole, then it was a good night.
Saying.
It was a very good night. You may need to soak in a tub, but it was a good night. It was a good night.
Yeah, I heard you got soap in the tub, the factory reset. That's just what I heard.
Yeah. I've been there and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Look,
ooh. Yep.
I had some good days like Scissor.
And all you get them good days like that is when you soaking in the tub, but you have a memory relapse and you kind of jump.
Hmm.
I was in my bed asleep the other night. I said, wait a minute, something on my back.
Oh,
Did you
bro.
give Jared some but
Yes,
for
I
his
did.
birthday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I
you want to
showed it.
schedule?
Not a schedule.
Sure.
Woohoo!
You're such an asshole.
I am so happy and proud of you.
At
What?
6 p.m. on Tuesday, that's when they get it on.
Oh, wow.
And then they do it again at 2 in the morning
What?
No,
on a Wednesday.
What?
it's not. Don't listen to Dottie. Don't know.
That's her schedule.
No, it is not.
I'm about to say, you schedule appointments? Oh hell no.
No. Rude.
I'm about to say this ain't the doctor's office. What
She
the
put
hell?
in a request sheet.
Oh, Mm-mm.
Whew.
And, Tennessee, a whole different dimension. It is the fine country, okay?
It is a different dimension. It ain't like Georgia.
No, it's not.
That's a whole other type of country.
What's
Oh,
one thing in WWE you would bring back? Mm,
A person or a time period?
like managers, like actual general managers, like
yeah.
real live general managers, somebody that you definitively call a GM is what I would bring back. Not a WWE official, an actual GM.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd bring back stepping stones out this bitch. Ain't no way in the world you come from NXT, then you pop up WWE
Know what
champion. Not everybody.
I would like to see again? Like a female manager,
Yeah.
like a real dominant female manager. I feel like when Lana was with Rusev, they were awesome together. She
Mm-hmm.
was heel. She had hit like it was so good. And then I don't know what happened.
Um,
I don't know what
I
happened.
don't know. I think they some bullshit with Dolph Ziggler afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
it was something. Then it came out they was married, which threw everything off. I don't.
yep,
It's a bunch
sure
of BS.
did. Yeah,
But managers in general, just people need good managers.
yeah.
Bring back
Like you have Scarlett
characters.
Karen Cross, but like a dominant female,
Characters got to come back.
like
Characters
a
got to.
sensational Sherry from back in the day.
Yes. Or like Sunny before all that stuff didn't happen.
Now, Sunny can sit her whole ass down.
I said before all this stuff happened. Before the drugs.
Yeah,
Before she took her first line and liked it.
mm-mm-mm.
Mm,
She's a mess.
she really is. But hey,
She's a mess. Mm-mm-mm.
get back to closing this fourth wall. That's what we need to do. Because the fourth wall been up for too damn long and I'm sick and tired of it.
The what?
The fourth wall is open. It's no way. Like I understand, like this your favorite wrestler and you personally like them, but it shouldn't be like that. I don't want your personal life should not affect your work. I don't like that. I've been fighting since I was. Everybody get on the mic tomorrow. I've been doing this since for 12 years. Okay, and somebody else will be doing this for 12 years. Where's your character? Where's the other side of you? Everybody got the same thing to say. It's boring. I don't like it. Tell you what we do need though. We need a queen of the ring. I need to stop playing with that. Oh, hold on, y'all.
All right, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Tears are checked out.
I believe so. I had to go check out something real quick. I think Apollo Crews promo. I don't.
Good night, Janae.
Good night, girl.
I mean, Apollo Crew promo was okay for him. It's better than what he'd been given.
Amen, which is nothing.
Oh, so harsh with Apollo. He was trying.
Nothing is better than nothing.
Nobody could pull that character off better than Bliss can. That's a fact. Nobody else could pull off that character better than her. So I would just let her roll with it. Nothing wrong with it. You haven't seen her in a couple days anyway. So I mean, a couple weeks anyway. So
I'm sure she'll be back next week.
yeah.
That nigga up here coughing up black blood and shit.
Oh God. I was laying down watching it and I said, "What the fuck?" I almost
Okay, I thought he was.
in bed.
I thought this nigga was getting comfortable coughing on TV. I said, "Now he over here coughing. This so unprofessional. He ain't never did this a day in his life.
I went straight up
Coughing up blood,
with it.
black blood."
I said, "Oh God, they trying to kill us."
Something wrong with him.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. I probably won't go live again until next week.
Unless some BS pop back up.
hmm Until then, I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good morning because it's 12 o'clock in the morning.
Bye.
Bye.